All right, this is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. So, some of you might have heard that HBO will no longer be in the boxing business after the Jacobs fight, and we all knew this was happening, right? HBO wasn't investing in boxing anymore. They didn't care about boxing, so this is not a shocker, fuck. But of course, some people claim that they predicted this. They saw this coming because they're so smart. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You could see it was pretty obvious HBO was gonna go out of the boxing business because they don't care about boxing. They weren't investing in boxing. So I don't know these geniuses that I saw this coming. Listen, you're not that smart. And the worst part of all is when they claim that the LDBC is they are the reason why HBO failed. Like, I don't know what they did, but apparently they are the reason for HBO's demise. Which is pretty funny. I'd like to know. I'd like to hear some of these reasons of how the new media. I don't know what the fuck new media means. I keep hearing this. Like, I think it's related to the LDBC, the new media. But anyways, I'd like to hear some of the reasons of how the new media destroyed HBO because I'm very excited. What? Hold on, I'm doing. It's gonna be echo there. All right. I'm in the chat now. I can read your comments now. What's up, Kiwi Boxing? He says, "Well, these ones should be interesting. Expect some hat and some love, nothing in between." Exactly. Mean Machine, what's up? We have the Fox strikes. That's what they're saying. Yes, that's what they're saying. You know this, what they're saying, man. You've dealt with these people, Fox, man. They have no fucking brains. The Shepherd of Sons, what's up? He says, "Yeah, not a shocker. We all knew this, of course." Crowin Jelic, I guess I don't know how you pronounce your name. Sorry. So does that mean we will see better better fights when all the HBO fighters go over? Exactly. Listen, this is a good thing, to be honest, guys, because HBO wasn't committed to boxing, and so then they have to go, man. All they did was basically, what's the word I'm looking for here? They kept some boxers away from other boxers because they were fighting on HBO, and there's nobody on HBO, so they weren't doing shit. Jacobs, I don't know what the plan was gonna be with Jacobs. Canelo was only. Oh, by the way, Canelo, they claim he's an HBO fighter, but he was only fighting on pay per view. So if you had an HBO subscription, you weren't getting any Canelo fights. I mean, sure, you were getting the replay a week after the fight, but you weren't getting the live fights. So basically, to be honest, thank God HBO's gone. Now you can see Golovkin fight on maybe Showtime, The Zone, or ESPN, where he will get more exposure. Well, he will get more exposure on ESPN for sure. Showtime, I don't know. If he goes with the PBC, he might be on Fox. But I don't know. I don't know what the hell the PBC is. To be honest, like with the PBC, I don't have any high hopes. They fucked up the ESPN deal. They fucked up all those network. Well, they weren't deals with the networks, but they had an opportunity to put great fights on free TV. And what did they do? Nothing. It went to shit. Ratings were crap. And no, but no, the PBC is not to blame for that, right? No, they're doing great. But anyways, now they have the Fox deal. Hopefully, PBC can do something worth the money that they're getting. Right, they're getting $50 million from Fox. Hopefully, and they have a lot of boxers. So if you fuck this up, Al Heyman, then you fucking suck, man. You're not a smart guy. You already failed with the ESPN. You failed with the network TV opportunities that you had. So now you have a Fox opportunity, and I don't. People want to give credit to the BBC for extending that Showtime contract. Well, what else was he gonna do if not extending a Showtime contract? Like that, we're not supposed to applaud this, but whatever. The Shepherd of Sun says the new media is ego, Dante, etc. That's the new media, really. Holy shit! How are they gonna take over? I don't understand that. Like, they're gonna start doing color commentating. Imagine that, man. That should be interesting. Yo, they are not giving this fighter credit because you know why, right? He ain't one of us. Oh, I have some fucking comments I fucking wrote that I was reading in what's this guy Ego's channel there, where he was making his little preaching sermon there about how HBO died because of them. He said, "Some comments are fucking ridiculous, man. Look at this comment, guys. We self-made. What the fuck is that? We self-made. Made what? A bunch of YouTube channels? Anybody can make a fucking YouTube channel. Hell, we made a fucking YouTube channel here. It doesn't take a fucking Einstein type of fucking brain. We self-made. Like, we self-made what? What are you guys talking about? Like, you're some sort of powerhouse. Like you managed to knock down HBO. Like, HBO went down by itself. It had nothing to do with you guys. But this is ridiculous, man. But it's also quite funny. Steve Kim is so pissed. Like, what the fuck does Steve Kim have to do with this? And why would he be so fucking pissed? By the way, shout out to Graham Lanson. He says Billy Joe pissed hot, shock horror. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I've been hearing about that, and thanks for the donation, Graham. Let me just get done with this fucking new media takeover. And somebody else wrote, we predicted it. Like, we predicted what, HBO was gonna fail. Well, no shit. They were gonna fail. They weren't taking boxing seriously. They didn't care about boxing. Oh, somebody else wrote, we coming. Oh no, I think that's what Eagle said. We coming. We coming where? Where are you going? Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna be on TV? Seriously? I mean, fuck. And you know what? Eagle, let's be honest, this guy's a smart guy. He's telling the masses what they want to hear. Like, we are the underdogs, we're taking over, like we're some sort of family, we're some sort of like black militant group. And fuck, people are just there swallowing all those fucking lies, all the propaganda, giving him money. It's like fucking sad, man. He's like one of those preachers, like, you know, one of those evangelical preachers that that give sermons in those giant arenas. What do you call them? Super churches? I don't know, down there in Texas and stuff like that. That's what he reminds me of, man. And these people are so gullible. It's sad, man. Sad. It's supposed to be. These are supposed to be boxing channels, and all they do is complain and play victim. And yeah, we are strong. We're empowered now because we have a bunch of YouTube channels, but they never show up to fights, right? Who buys fucking boxing fights? Who in the United States? The biggest market is the Mexican market, and they're not. We are. I'm Mexican, by the way, although I live in Canada, but still, I'm Mexican. I was born in Mexico, and I don't see any. And I speak Spanish, so I watch a lot of Spanish boxing channels. There's no Mexican boxing channels talking like this crap. Oh, we are victims. We are the ones buying the fights. We're in control. We control the sport. What's up with this idea, this obsession with control? That's when somebody lacks control, they seek control, but they also, these people have reached the point where they're delusional, and now they believe they're in control. Well, they're not in control of anything. They're not in control of boxing. Nobody's in control. See, now I'm ranting on about control and fans controlling stuff. Fans don't control shit, man. All we do is pay for boxing fights, and that's it, pretty much. Nobody's in the driving seat. Graham Lanson says, who ate LDBC? What channels? Yeah, I'll explain that later. As he says, a Bucho pancake, yeah. That's not the name of the morning show, Azzy, man. We haven't established the name yet. Brandon White, what's good, everyone? What's up, Brandon? John Gonzalez says, EU Mexican. Yeah, John Gonzalez. So anyways, moving on. I'm just fucking ranting here. I just find it weird how some people are happy that HBO is dead, first of all. I'm kind of happy, to be honest, but they're happy that HBO is dead because I don't know. I don't know why they hate HBO so much, man. Oh, I also read a comment saying like, "Oh, HBO died because of their obsession with East European fighters." I'm like, guys, you need to fucking seriously calm down, seek some medical advice, and you know, stop the hate, man. HBO didn't die because they liked Eastern European fighters. You just listen to yourself. Does that even make fucking sense? Does that even make fucking sense? That's right. It doesn't make sense. Are you fucking insane? HBO died because of their obsession with these European fighters. Have you guys been watching HBO for what? Only 3 years now, or 4 years? How about like 20 years? How many boxers, Mexican boxers, were there? Like Pacquiao was Asian. You had Roy Jones was African American. You had Mosley, Sugar Shane Mosley, all these legendary boxers. They HBO wasn't a racist channel. I don't get your point. They were promoting Crawford when Top Rank was there, but then they left, so no more Crawford. Who are they gonna? Which African American fighter did you guys want HBO to start promoting? They were all obsessed over Andre Ward, and I know he's half black, half white, whatever. Obviously, he was claimed as a black fighter by some, or well, yeah, the LDBC. He was claimed as black, and man, HBO was all over his fucking ass. He's overcocked. They were all over his cock. That's for sure. Go watch the Kovalev fights. Look at Max Kellerman infatuation with Andre Ward. Are you telling me they were all pro-Eastern European racists? Seriously? Maddie Claire says, is this boxing debate arena or the TV channel debate arena? It's the boxing debate arena. There's no C in BDA. It's B for boxing, D for debate, A for arena. The Fight Scout says nobody cares. Where the guys are from, LDBC are crazy. Yeah, they are crazy. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit where they're from. And now they're saying that they're going to go after the zone, I guess. And I guess Bob Arum? They're going to take them down somehow? Why, with their YouTube channels? Are you fucking serious? They didn't even show up to fights. Like, god damn it. You're irrelevant. Sure, you have a lot of followers on YouTube, but that's because you're not even talking about boxing. You're talking about social issues. Have nothing to do with boxing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, you're doing a disservice to boxing people. You really are, man. You're dividing fans. You're creating racial tension. When boxing shouldn't be about race, it should be just about the beauty of the sport. The two guys fighting, basically almost naked, to be honest. I mean, they're fucking just wearing trunks and just fucking duking it out, man. It's fucking primal, man. But you guys are destroying the sport, man. You should be ashamed of yourselves, man. And these people are exploiting you, and I mean these preachers on the LDBC side, they're exploiting you guys, man. All they do is taking your money, your time, and fucking destroying your brains, man, with propaganda, hate. These are fucking. You need to wake up, man. The MOBC is growing so far. We have one member. What's the MOBC? My own boxing community? What the hell? Like, I don't get it. What is that, Rascal? The Shepherd Son says, "Yo, Ego and Dante aren't LDBC. What are they then? I don't know. To me, they're the same LDBC crap. They're all victims, and HBO hates black fighters, and they're the new media. They're taking over because they have a bunch of YouTube channels. I mean, seriously, does that even make any fucking sense?" Kiwi Boxing says they're just Muppets. They are Muppets. Ego gotta be LDBC, says Parmley. Of course he's LDBC, man. I don't care what they call themselves. I know what they are. They're LDBC. Just look at their fucking the comment section. The people who are watching this stuff. We self-made. Steve Kim is so pissed. We predicted it. We predicted HBO was gonna die. We're taking over. We're coming. Like, what is this talking? I don't know. Like, this is kind of some scary stuff, man. Because that's some fucking new level of insanity there. Fox Strike says, now Ego is new media. Okay, what's the difference between new media and LDBC? Because I really don't see a difference. Violence News Network says, Ego and Dante seem to spew LDBC propaganda a lot. Of course they do. and they know their market. I don't even think they believe their own fucking shit that's coming out of their mouth. I don't believe that for one single second. But they know that the market that's listening to them, the people, their audiences, they love that sort of talk. So they're just fucking ripping the people off, man. These people are being ripped off, man. They don't want to hear this because, of course, it's the truth. Hey, Cameron, I sent the invite to the group on Hangouts, so, but I'll send it to you. All right. By the way, Abstract, I think you wanted to join. I put the link in the group chat, so hold on, guys. Oh, there's Abstract. Anyways, so yeah, so you know what I'd like to do, guys? I'd like to read some of the comments so we can have a few laughs. Yeah, some of these fucking demented comments. Let's see. Well, let's read some of your comments first. Joey Ocean, the famous Joey Ocean, is in the chat. Says, "I bet Ego has posters of AJ on his wall. Probably of Wilder though." Uh, let's see who. Afshin is in the chat. He says, "When ESPN come to boxing and make HBO leaving sport." Yeah, ESPN was. Listen, the reasons why HBO failed are, well, the main reason, I guess, is because they didn't want to take boxing seriously. But we could begin with, some people say when Floyd left. Of course, they lost some viewers. Being Floyd was the biggest fighter, right? But it wasn't the end. Let's be honest. Fuck, they still had a lot of fighters. They had the Golden Boy fighters and top ranked fighters. But then Golden Boy left for Showtime with Canelo, and then eventually Top Rank left. And sure, they had Kovalev and Golovkin and Ward, but they aren't. I mean, it's only much you can do with those fighters, right? And then, of course, Canelo went back to HBO, but he's usually on HBO pay per view. Then they started there were the budget cuts from HBO, and that's why they eventually died. It's a no brainer. It's not because a few fucking YouTube channels got together and started complaining about HBO and their East European what was it, propaganda, right? It's not because these YouTube channels started complaining that HBO fucking died. Are you fucking stupid? Really? Is that the reason why HBO failed? Seriously? Are you on fucking crack? Because you sound like you're on fucking crack. HBO, the quack says HBO deserves to go down in flames because they hired Kellerman. Listen, I'm happy HBO is dead, man. They weren't being serious. The commentators are crap. Andre Ward pissed me off every time he was commentating, so I don't really care. But the point of this fucking hangouts is to laugh at how these channels claim to be the reason why HBO is dead. That's the whole point. Now we can debate whether it's a good thing that HBO died. I mean, sure, let's debate it later, but I think we'll agree. We were happy with HBO's gone. Now we can maybe see Golovkin on ESPN. That'd be amazing, don't you think so, guys? Golovkin on ESPN, a channel that actually is now focusing on, is taking boxing seriously. You have Golovkin. He'll probably be seen by way more people than fucking HBO, man. And by the way, after Game of Thrones ends, fuck, trust me, HBO subscriptions are gonna go way down. Cameron, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Not much. You just hear ranting about that. I don't know. You obviously heard about the HBO,
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Boxing's been crazy today, man. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's Billy Joe Saunders as well, right? The whole issue he had.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised about HBO. It's been up. It's been writing's been on the wall for a while, for a few years. I thought it was a matter of time, and I think it's quite sad. It's kind of end of an era, isn't it? 45 years in boxing. They're in boxing for 3 years before I was born, which kind of, no, sorry if it makes anybody in the chat feel old, but that's how long I've been in boxing for, and there's been some great memories over the years on HBO. So we're kind of entering this new age in boxing, I think, and for a while, I think it's kind of been transcending a bit, and I think the end of HBO is just it's just truly the end of an era, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But like I said, I don't care if they died or not because they weren't being. We know they weren't taking boxing serious anymore. So like I don't care. I don't care. But what I'm fucking most intrigued about is how some of these channels are claiming that they're the reason why HBO died. Does that make sense to you?
Who says this?
The LDBC.
Oh man, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. That honestly, man. So you're telling me that some of these channels actually think they're the reason that HBO shut down?
That's what they claim. I don't know.
I mean, who
I
listens?
guess
I
that's
mean,
the
come
reason.
on. These guys who probably get a couple hundred views, they really think that they influenced a massive network shutting down.
Yeah, it's weird also
Come
because
on
they never
now.
show up to fights. So they never show up to fights, but somehow they have this leverage over
They
this.
never shot to. I mean, well, I mean, it's a massive in it when you got 30 people not showing up to fights because what is it, the LDBC? I mean, I don't really know them, but if you got people on YouTube claim that they're the reason that's nah, man, these guys need help. They obviously they spend their time doing videos. I mean, this is what I don't really follow. Whatever the hell the LDBC is because they're not real boxing fans. That they're not. They may watch boxing, but they're racially motivated. They're deluded. I've heard from people on the panel. I've heard from people outside of boxing on Twitter who have told me about the LDBC and they're respectable and I trust their opinion. They've told me about it, and to me, it just sounds like the ISIS of boxing, like the true ISIS of boxing. And the fact they're saying that, I mean, come on now.
It's all about hate, man.
I mean, if they're racially motivated, they spend their time, supporting. They're more interested in race than boxing. They don't really love boxing. They're more, about race, and they think that they're owed things and things. I just don't respect that.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not boxing fans. They're not really not boxing fans. They want to feel empowered. That's what they want. Uh, Brandon White says the Twin Cities is very, very. Oh, no, sorry. I don't know what they're talking about in the chat. Anyways, yeah. Um, they're not boxing fans. All they want to hear is how they're victims and how they have some sort of power because they have big YouTube channels. So they feel some sort of empowerment and I don't know. I don't know how to describe this, man. It's insanity. That's why I started these hangouts because I wanna get some sort of understanding of why they claim that they are the reason why HBO died. I was hoping maybe some LDBC dude would show up here. We can have a little discussion, try to understand their point of view. But in the chat, they never show up, man. I even put LDBC hashtag LDBC and they put it in the title and everything, and I don't see any of them fucking saying anything. But I'd like to hear some LDBC points of view. How
Yeah,
HBO was bad for boxing and how HBO was racist and how they took down HBO, basically.
yeah. I mean, look. I mean, if you're happy about the end, I mean, look. For me, the more networks are better. The more, it means more boxing. More stars and things like that. It's not good for boxing that HBO's out. I mean, to some extent, it is because, in my opinion, if there's a network that isn't 100% committed to the sport, then we don't need them. But at the
Yeah,
same time, they were broadcasting, excellent cards. They had the Superfly cards. I mean, they're gonna have to put them elsewhere. Canelo Golovkin, they'll go elsewhere. But at the end of the day, HBO has been, a sort of a landmark and a big network that's hosted some of the best fighters that's ever lived in boxing. We're talking about for generations, decades. So, for me, it's sad to see him go. The writing's been on the wall for a while. We knew it was going to happen at some point, but if you're happy about it, man, like if you're sat there and you're happy and you're taking credit, thinking that you're the reason this network shut down, then it's sad, very
you
sad.
can. Yeah, I understand if you can see some positive in this, as in, well, now Canelo might go to a channel that actually, or a network that actually takes boxing seriously. He might go to ESPN where there's more viewers. I can see if you see that positive outcome out of this. Well, then okay, it makes sense. But if you're rejoicing and then, like you said, claiming that you were the reason why HBO died, and then somebody's next now, like the Zone is next or Top Rank's there and next, then man, you have some fucking issues, man.
Somebody's saying that there's an LDBC guy in the chat. That's what Shepherd of Sun said. Don't know who he's on about.
I don't know. Well, I want to see his comments. I want to hear his point of view. Why is this a good thing? Why are they happy? How did the LDBC take down HBO? What's next for the new media? Are they gonna take down Balaram somehow? This is just very interesting to me, man. Very interesting. I don't see the LDBC guy in the chat though.
I hope there is, man. I'd love it. It'd be so interesting. The thing is,
Yeah.
though, like they don't seem to come on like these. From what I've seen, like these LDBC guys, they won't come on channels that aren't LDBC related or in house. Like that's the kind of a thing I'm getting, kind of vibe I'm getting. Like you know, I hear that guys, and I've heard guys mention certain channels on here before, and I kind of know of them. They're part of the LDBC, and I've never seen them go on another channel. Like, I've seen a certain guy from the LDBC that's mentioned before on this show, and the only time I've seen him on other channels is when a black man's hosting it, and I mean deadly serious.
Mm.
So it seems like they're doing in house, so they won't come on a channel which is pure boxing and straight down the middle like this, where there's no agenda. We just talk boxing, there's no agendas, and we're not biased. They won't come on a show like that. That's kind of the vibes I get.
Yeah. You want to go to a safe space. That's Black Fight Channel or something. It's called like that. He was talking about like before we had the LDBC. They were like we didn't have a platform or something, and then he's like, now we have a safe space, like a safe space. What is?
Someone's in the chat, Bucho. Someone's in the chat saying they want on the show Devil's Advocate Boxing or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm writing as I'm speaking here, like how they can contact us. I'm not gonna put the link on the thing. I'm gonna send a message to on Hangouts boxingdebate@hotmail.com, and then I'll let you in. So send a message to boxingdebate@hotmail.com. Yeah, I want to hear what they have to say. I want to hear how HBO was taken down by the LDBC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm interested, man.
yeah. GM Strong says LDBC will claim that Showtime and PBC ran them out of business. Yeah, that's what they're saying. And actually, they were saying that way back though, when Showtime started cutting their budget. Somehow that was related to HBO, Showtime doing something. I guess Showtime forced HBO to cut their budget somehow. Very weird. Very weird. No, Devil's Advocate. If you have Google Hangouts, send a message to the email that I wrote there. It's not an email. You need the application Google Hangouts, or if you're on desktop, go to hangouts.com or something like that. It's written Google Hangouts, and then find BDA Boxing through that email. So you type in the email on Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
Overhand says, yeah, Showtime ran it down with their 500,000 views. Yeah, of course, man. I mean, oh, I need to calm down here.
Go on.
Go ahead.
Anyway, sorry, I'm new to this. I won't argue that because I don't know what you're talking about.
Fox
Yeah,
can't
he just give his email, can't he? And you just send a link over.
Yeah, okay, give me your email and I'll add you. And the Fox says, BDA, can't you just email the links? Well, I guess, but I have to log into to my email and then start sending the links, and it's a fucking mess. Unless you give me, you give me your. Can I add people? Add name. Yeah, if you give me an email address, I can add you. So if you guys give me an email address, I'll add you on the Hangouts. Rascal222 says Alex Jones got busted watching tranny porn. What? Ever since Alex Jones is no longer on YouTube, like I don't know, he kind of became a little bit less relevant.
I mean, that's where we think where everybody's going. If you look at the free agents in boxing now, HBO's gone. You've got Golovkin, Canelo. You've got the Superfly, Swiss gets all Ron Vinsai. Who else have you got? Kovalev.
Yeah, but Kovalev, how long does he have left? It depends all if he beats Alvarez, which who knows.
Man. I mean, guess so, but still.
Oh wait, Cameron Bivol and all those fuckers. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bivol.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, he'll be on the zone probably. You have to think that Hearn will sign him up because he's got some sort of deal. He's worked for him in the past. You have to think that Hearn will probably sign Bivol. I'm trying to think who else has been on HBO.
What's the Ukrainian guy name? I forgot. I cannot.
What about Gvozdzik? He's been on HBO.
Yeah.
He's fighting Stevenson, isn't he? So that'd be on Showtime or ESP. Not ESPN, PBC.
Yeah, so it might be Fox
Yeah.
or
Well, he's
Showtime.
fighting Stevenson. I mean, Stevenson's not fought anywhere else except Showtime and PBC for what last 5 years or something. So
He fought on HBO, like against
yeah, when he
Jack
won his
Dawson.
title, he fought Dawson, Cloud, and Bellew on HBO, I think. Then he went to PBC. I think he fought. I think Bellew was his last fight on HBO. I'm not sure. Well, Bellew might have been his first fight on Showtime.
Omar Ali says, isn't Vozick signed with Top Rank?
Um, yeah, he is with Top Rank. Yeah, but he's been on HBO, and he like didn't he fight on HBO on one? What was it when he fought a few fights not that long ago?
Yeah, I remember him fighting on HBO. All right, I'm looking at the comments here because somebody wanted to join and um, I'm not getting any emails, so I can't add you to the Hangouts. So if you don't give me an email, I can't add you. Any LDBC people there want to join and explain to us how the LDBC took down HBO? I'm very interested. The Shepherd's Son says yes, he was on HBO. Okay. Rascal222 says boxing from the LDBC is the only one I see that isn't biased. Southside Boxing. Oh, it's a channel. I never seen it. To me, the fact that you join an LDBC, if you fall under the LDBC banner, you're kind of biased, to be honest.
There's a massive argument going on. There's some guy that's piping up on Twitter right now, and it's me and about four other guys who's going in on this guy. He's saying, basically, he follows me on Twitter. I don't follow him. He's saying, you know, fuck all about boxing, Cam. And I went, you follow me though, and I only
Yeah,
talk about
who's that? I
boxing.
saw you're fighting somebody on Twitter now. What's going on, Cameron?
Yeah, this guy called Slim Ron, who's on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
he's just going in on me, and basically other people have seen it and basically started going in on him. Because basically he keeps tweeting me like it's a bit like what Azzy was doing. Like, you know, I hope he's not in the chat, but basically every time I tweet, he replied to it saying I don't know fuck all about boxing and blah blah blah. And he goes, you don't know how to tweet. And I said, I've just checked your Twitter. You don't get one single retweet. Have you seen how many retweets I get? And you're telling me that I don't know shit about boxing compared to you. And he basically goes in and he's been going in, and then he starts saying I've got a shit beard, and he says I've got a girl's name, Cameron Diaz. I mean, it's real shit banter, man. It's possibly the shittest banter I've ever heard. And this guy's just been taking L's all night. He really has. I mean, the guy's called Ron, and he's got banter of a 12-year-old. So it's still going on. It's been going on for about an hour and a half now.
Man, why you keep going, man? Like, just
It's funny, man. He's just taking L's. Like, there's literally like six of us going in on the guy, so I feel sorry for him, to be honest. I mean,
my
his
God.
ban is horrendous, man. Oh yeah, are
You
you on
still
about?
have
No, that was another one. Oh, you're talking about the tweet I did when I said "suck my balls, bitch," aren't you?
yeah.
Yeah. Because he said you need to learn how to fight or something. I went, what the fuck's this guy on about? So I just went "suck my balls, bitch." Like Twitter's mayhem.
Yeah. Do you still have low plays there?
Low place.
I blocked him a while ago, and
No, he got banned off Twitter months ago.
oh yeah, it's true. I heard about that. I blocked him before that, so
He
I
said I've
just
got
had
a shit.
enough, man.
This guy said I've got a shit beard. To be honest with you, I have got a shit beard. But the fact is, like, it's the worst banter going. I mean, when he said that you got a girl's name, Cameron Diaz. I mean, come on, I've never heard that one before.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Oh no, somebody mentioned it before. Remember?
No, that was
Somebody was.
boxing style. But it was boxing style. Boxing style said you got a girl's name, Cameron Diaz. I mean,
Oh
everybody
yeah,
says
yeah,
that.
boxing style. But we know boxing style. I mean, this guy is.
Yeah, I mean, boxing style. Well, we don't talk about boxing style, but
Brandon White says, "Isn't low plays locked up?"
well, no, he's locked up in his bedroom doing videos naked on his channel. But
uh, Jaciel Zaragoza or Jaciel Zaragoza says, "I don't click on any LDBC channels anymore. It's complete trash videos. I didn't know that they were taking credit for HBO going away from boxing. Yes, they're taking credit for that. They are. It's like I don't know how they did it. I'm still fucking. I want to know how did the LDBC manage to take down HBO? How do the new media, and I also want an explanation of what the new media is, and where they're going, or what's their plan. I'm very interested. What you
What
probably
about
don't even know what it means, man. Like,
Cameron Diaz? That's pretty clever. Exactly, Azzy. Exactly. Shocking banter. At least Azzy actually has decent banter. I mean, like when he actually, when he was saying, casual, super casual, it was actually funny. But come on, man, Cameron Diaz. I mean, it's possibly the worst banter I've ever heard.
yeah, it's like 5-year-old
Yeah,
instance.
yeah.
Yeah,
Low
it's
Place thinks he's a Playgirl model. John Gonzalez. Rascal, Low Place on a jack off marathon. Low was talking about getting locked up. Trying to think what you get locked up for. Fucking nudity on his channel or what?
yeah, exactly. You were obsessed with him being shirtless, though, Cameron. Come on, admit.
Yeah, I mean the guy looked like a washed up. The guy looked like a washed up David Hay. That's what I said. In David Hay in 10 years' time will look like that.
Yeah.
All that sort
I was talking to Mr. BDA, and we are discussing low place, and we're like, well, maybe we should bring him back for like an episode. I think it's been a while. Time for a little rant, a little chaotic show where everybody's screaming and yelling. From time to time, that's not bad.
yeah. Well, what about Saunders failing his drug test today? Suppose we could talk about that.
We'll talk about that, man, because I didn't read much on it though. I just heard about it.
Yeah, I mean, this fight with Andrade's got. You have to say it's going to be called off, which is a shame. Because I thought it was a good fight. He'll probably get stripped as well, Saunders. Do you know what? I think he should get stripped. I think the guy's a clown because I don't know if you saw, but the video he did the other week with that woman in the car and offering her crack and saying he's a pedo and stuff.
Mm.
That's just got fined 100K for that. Now he's failed a drug test. He doesn't defend his title often. For me, let's be honest. I mean, there's been some dodgy sort of drug tests in that camp. I had a drug test a few years ago. He's trained in Dominic Ingle's gym, and he said that his brother spiked his drink or something like that. So, and now Saunders has failed a drugs test. I mean, Dominic Ingle looks like a shredded, sort of white version of, he looks like a Roman sort of.
Gladiator.
Yeah, he looks like a gladiator, man. He looks like he's built of stone, man. Like, it's ridiculous. He's more jacked than any other boxer out there, and he's just a trainer. You know what I mean? And he's bold as well. You know what I mean? His hairline's receded, which is a big sign of steroid use. So, I think it's just kind of ironic that Saunders has failed a drug test when he's looked in the best shape of his life and he's gone to a gym that's got history.
So, what do you think happened? Any guilty or?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's not like it's not a you know what I mean? It's not like a steroid that he's been popped for. It's just a stimulant, but at the end of the day, it's still a performance enhancing drug. So
Yeah. The Shepherd's son says Ingle looks like he's on the super soldier serum.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, just look on his Instagram, man. It's a joke.
Yeah. All right. I'll try to.
GGG versus Andrade. No.
Okay.
Low place made a Fifi and got it pregnant. That's what Rascal said.
Yeah. What the fuck, man? You guys are insane.
I love this chat, man.
Hasil Zaragoza says maybe LDBC is upset they won't have HBO to hate on anymore, so they will have to find another source to call racist for clickbait. That's a good fucking point. Who's gonna be the next racist channel? I guess Top Rank, ESPN.
Yeah. Wow. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, there's only HBO. There's only ESPN and the Zone. Hey,
Yeah, I mean,
Eddie Hearn should be happy now, no? Eddie Hearn. He's like, well, now I'm gonna get a few boxers here.
Yeah, of course. I mean, well, he's putting on Chavez. He's probably going to put on Chavez Jr. against Martinez. I mean, he's going to have to make some fucking signings. He's putting that gash on.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
It's just the beginning. Let's see how the Zone goes. I'm gonna be critical. I'm gonna start being really critical later on, but now it's just the beginning, so let's wait and see.
Yeah.
Omar says LDBC said HBO died because they're obsessed with Eastern Europeans. Yes, that's what I heard, man. So that's one of the reasons, I guess, HBO self-destructed, by supporting East European boxers. So in the chat, can you guys tell me how you think the LDBC managed to take down HBO? Give us your theories. That's gonna be interesting. Cameron, is Peter Quillen a super middleweight now? Yeah, he is, right? He moved
Yeah,
up
he's just
after
68.
coming
Yeah,
back.
yeah. I mean, he barely fights anyway. But
All right, so where are the LDBC folks, man? I want to hear how HBO was destroyed by the all-powerful new
they must.
media.
I mean, there's someone from the LDBC must be listening to this show
I'm
now and then.
sure there's 58 people there. There has to be one LDBC guy.
There's got to
At
be
least, at
someone
least
who's.
you don't have to join the hangouts. You just in the chat communicate with us, please.
I don't think
Devils,
they got the bollocks to. I don't think they got the bollocks to unless they've got backup. Like one person on his own won't just come in and chat. So get ridiculed. That's what I think. That they won't do it.
oh my god, the Devils Advocate boxing says I'm still waiting. I told you, man. Like, go on Google Hangouts. Okay, first enter Google Hangouts and then come back in the chat and tell me yes, I'm in Google Hangouts now. Then I'll tell you what the next step is. So Devils Advocate boxing, please go on Google Hangouts. Yeah, it's kind of complicated though. I mean, if it's the
If
first
you've
time you
never
use,
used it before, yeah.
yeah. We're gonna try to use Skype now, Cameron. So we're gonna do some tests eventually because Hangouts is a piece of crap. Everybody gets dropped and it's just a mess. So we're gonna try Skype. Maybe it's better. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
I talked to Stu on Skype quite a lot.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I talked to him once only. After Mexico lost, I was so fucking drunk. I was like, I need to talk to somebody, man. That's what. Anyways.
So I'm just off topic, but basically I'm on this dating app, and this girl just went in my actual bio. It says I'm looking for something serious, which is a load of bollocks. It's just so girls match me thinking I'm not a fuckboy. This girl goes, "Hello, Cam. You actually looking for a relationship? Am I fuck? Am I fuck? I'll tell. I'm not looking for a relationship. Fuck that."
Joe Gonzalez says Mexico stinks. Yeah, I know, man. Jaciel Zaragoza says LDBC's Illuminati in. Sorry, LDBC's Illuminati is the only reason I come up with. Yeah, they're Illuminati, man. No, they're just fucking weirdos, man. Capo Antrax says LDBC too powerful. They locked up El Chapo too. Oh yeah, they're man. You know what? Maybe the LDBC is more powerful than the Illuminati, man. Maybe. Luke Peterson says headlines like that will give the LDBC huge egos. Yeah, we're helping the LDBC, you know. Carnival says you need a smartphone. Well, Devil's Advocate, you can use a smartphone or you can use your computer and desktop, but you need a webcam or a mic. So, yeah.
One of my tweets is getting quite a lot of attention over it. It's got 124 retweets. I went, HBO getting out of boxing. Billy Joe Saunders phoned a drug test. Lemieux is tweeting gash to him for it after getting schooled. Tyson Fury is claiming he'll knock Wilder out because he hasn't faced a puncher like him. Lol. Boxing Twitter's madness today. That got 124 retweets.
That's a lot of retweets, man.
Yeah, man. I think my last 4 or 5 tweets have got 100 retweets, to be fair.
Jesus. What's a good tweet, though? It's true. It's like you said before, it's a crazy fucking day, man.
Yeah. I wrote a tweet saying big thanks to HBO Boxing for the amazing memories over the year. Here's a personal favourite of mine, highlight, and it was Larry Merchant saying to Floyd Mayweather, if I was 50 years younger, I'd whip your ass. I got 100 odd. I love Twitter, man. I get a lot of trolling on it because I've got quite a lot of followers, but I love Twitter, man.
I blocked a few people and it kind of calmed down, though. There were some weirdos. I don't know if you remember Miguel and who else was there?
Yeah, me and Miguel follow each other, yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucked up man. Everybody blocked him at some point.
Omar Ali's brought us up. Callum, is it true you delete tweets that then get no likes? Now, this is bullshit, right? Because I delete tweets that have got 70, 80 retweets. So, when I tweet during fights, I won't keep them tweets up because I ramble on. So I'll just sit on Twitter and I'll tweet and then I'll delete him after, whether they got 10 retweets or 80 retweets. It's not. I don't give a fuck what they get. It's just what I want to keep on my profile. That's it.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. Hey, Cameron. We have
I
an
got
LDBC guy in. We have an
my,
LDBC guy in. X is here. X.
my brother X. My brother X. How's it going?
What's up,
My
X?
my brother Cameron, what's popping?
What's going on, bro?
Listen, man, I saw the title, so I wanted to jump in and say the LDBC didn't kill HBO. I killed HBO. Me.
Oh,
I exposed those motherfuckers. Okay, it was me by myself. Now
So-
if the LDBC want to get down with X, they can holler at me at any time, but they gotta follow my rules. If they don't want to follow my rules, they can go fuck themselves too. Okay? That I killed HBO. Me, I exposed those white devils.
what was HBO doing wrong? Can you give us just an idea? I'm confused.
That's easy. They're promoting white supremacy.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
mean, they got a white Mexican. I mean, look, what's next? A white African American?
Yeah, maybe that was the next step, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, next thing you know, they go after Puerto Ricans. They put a white face as a Puerto Rican. They went after the Mexicans. They got a white devil. Howdy doody looking motherfucker as a Mexican.
Well, you're right. That sounds like something HBO would have done. X, what's next? Who are you gonna take down next? Who's on your hit list?
Well, so far I'm okay with Showtime. I'm gonna see how they treat the Anthony Joshua situation. If I start noticing that they're catering to that fucking slave, then I'm gonna take them down too. So far they're all right. They seem like they're for the brothers.
I got a question for you, X. Like a lot of people sit here and they claim that how can people say Anthony Joshua's a slave when he's making all the money he's making? What do you have to say about that? Because that's what I hear a lot of people say.
They're not paying attention. Cameron, you're my brother. You're my UK brother, okay? You know what's going on.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn, slavery is not legal anymore, but there's underground slavery. So that money, you see that money that's being reported on Anthony Joshua's side, that money all goes to Eddie Hearn. And when Eddie Hearn keeps it, he just builds a bigger plantation. So that way that motherfucker Juicy J could just roam around in a bigger plantation. That's all that is.
Very greedy.
Yeah.
Fighters.
Hey, look, Peterson in the chat. Thank you for the contribution. He says, X, you in your office again with the air conditioner?
I don't have an office.
Oh, okay.
He must be referring to that recognize the fuck face.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he ain't talking about me.
By the way, Kiwi Boxing. I did type Devil's Advocate Boxing in the invite thing, and I don't see him showing up. So I don't know. All right, go ahead, Dax. Sorry.
Well, I don't want to take up too much.
Right?
Oh, go ahead. For you, Cameron, I'll stay on for a little while. Go ahead.
Noise isn't on the show either, man. You don't have to worry about that.
You're my brother. I like you and Bucho. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, bro. Like at least recognise isn't on the show tonight. I mean, what do you think of this sort of Terence Crawford, Errol Spence? Like I've seen a lot of people trying to cause shit between them two, man.
Yeah, you know who's behind that? White supremacy. White supremacy, then agents for white supremacy. Let me tell you who's a. Well, I don't need to tell you who the white supremacists are. You know who they are. I'm gonna tell you who the agents of white supremacy are on this YouTube thing, talking about this shit. And my brothers are falling for it. Number one is recognize the motherfucking bitch ass nigga. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on. Okay, that's one. Another one that's playing into this shit is Fat Place. Fat. They used to call him Low Place, but that motherfucker's a fat Cuban. That fat ass Cuban.
He's Puerto Rican, no?
Whatever the fuck he is. I don't give a fuck what he is. Taco eating motherfucker. That motherfucker and him and Recognize are throwing all these ideas that, they got to be against each other. To me, they're my brothers. Number one. Number two, we're going to find out. I just want to make sure they get paid. That's it.
All right.
I gotta chill out, man. My acid reflux is fucking firing up again.
X, I've got one more comment for you. As in the chat says, a Cameron and X shagging. There seems to be a lot of sweet talking on. No, we're just brothers, man. We're good, man. We've got that tight brother bond. Me and X are good, man.
Who said that? Who was it?
Azzy said that.
Oh, I know who that motherfucker is. He's a fucking devil. Don't worry about him.
He's the one that's been like saying insulting me in the chat, bro. You know what I'm on about?
Yeah, I went after him. I went after Azzy. All right, and I'm gonna find out who he is too. I'm gonna expose him. White supremacist.
Peace, bro.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here. There's too many cops around me, man. I gotta go. Man. Anyway,
all right. Devil's Advocate Boxing. Listen, you have to send me a message on Google Hangouts. You can find me through boxingdebate@hotmail.com. Type that in the Hangouts and then send me a message. And then I'll reply to you, and then that's it. We're in communication. Unless you want to type your email in the chat. I don't know if you want to do that, but that could also help. So you have two options. You find me on Hangouts through boxingdebate@hotmail.com. And I type it in again, boxingdebate@hotmail.com. Or you type in your email in the chat. All right. Yeah, so Cameron, we're still waiting for somebody to explain to us.
Yeah, where is everybody at tonight, man?
I don't know. That's a good point. I sent a few invites and, well, I put it in the group chat that we have going, and that's pretty much it. Boxing Style sent me a message today saying that he has Callum Smith winning the fight. So that's his prediction. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the fight. I thought Callum Smith looked like The Walking Dead in a way. He looked terrible. He looked like a zombie in there. He looked like he was zombified that way. And he's a big guy. I mean, I think he's been struggling to make 68 for a while. I mean, he's a big guy, 6'3". Yeah, I mean, we're talking. You know, he's bigger than some heavyweights. You know, he's bigger than Jarrell Miller and Dylan White in height. This guy's massive. Problem is, he doesn't punch extremely hard. So eventually, when he moves up to 175, he's going to get destroyed. He's not big enough in terms of punching power and strength. You know, he got sort of pushed around a ring by a welterweight a few years ago. I think Groves, like I said, I'm sticking to my prediction tomorrow. I think Groves knocks him out 9th round. I'm pretty confident of that pick.
Yeah, we already made our predictions, and I wrote them down, and we'll see. I mean, I'm going for the upset. It seems like I'm always going for the upset, but whatever. Eventually, I'll get an upset. Kiwi Boxing says, "Did you all know Big Dummy Lucas? Big Dummy Lucas Brown is fighting a Giant 7-1 this weekend." Do we have to talk about Lucas Brown?
No. I saw a weigh-in clip of him today. He was at a strip club. That was where his weigh-in was. Fucking embarrassing. Seriously, he was weighing in at a strip club. Like, they had this disco lights going on. He literally had poles both sides of him at the strip club in a way. I don't know where he's fighting tomorrow. He's probably fighting some waste man, but it was terrible. I mean, Lucas Brown is terrible anyway, but
he was so fat in that out of shape, and it's like,
oh no, what he made Dylan White look like Mike Tyson in that ring. That's how bad it was.
It wasn't even a fight, man, to be honest. And by the way, Kiwi Boxing, who is this Giant 7'1"? Is it the Chinese? What happened to the Chinese heavyweight? That was with Buddy McGirt.
Oh, he's fighting. He's fighting. Hang on, this guy is saying that Billy Joe Saunders is innocent on Twitter. He goes, let me read this out as a report. Following reports of adverse analytical finding a test carried out by the Voluntary Anti-Doping Association on WBO World Middleweight Champion Billy Joe Saunders, we can confirm that the product concerned is permitted to be used out of competition by the United Kingdom Anti-Doping, which is UKAD, in line with the regulations of the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA. The evidence of no doubt the product in question was a common decongestion nasal spray. The British Board of Boxing Control, under whose jurisdiction Billy Joe Saunders is licensed, are affiliated only to UKAD and WADA. So basically, Saunders has been tested a number of times 2018, all negative. His last out competition test by UK was 24th of September. So they're saying it was a nasal spray.
Bullshit. Yeah, they always say that, right? It wasn't just nasal spray. It's like, I don't know.
Oh, don't tell me Lucas Brown's fighting Julius Long again. Kiwi Boxing's in the chat saying,
Yeah, he said that.
That first fight was shocking. That fight between Brown and Long. He couldn't even get Julius Long out of there. Like, I can't remember if he knocked him out late, but I remember watching like 10 rounds, and Lucas Brown just could not get this guy out of there. And Julius Long's trash. No one wants to see this rematch. Fuck's sake. Recognises into call anyway.
Yeah, recognize. What's up, man? Go ahead. All right, wait. Kiwi Boxing. Yeah, I'm talking about that Chinese dude. What do you know? What's happening with him? Because it's been like 3 years that I've heard about this Chinese dude who's like 7'1" or something. It's some sort of fucking monster, man.
Yeah, he's they're talking about Anthony Joshua fighting him in China or something. I mean, it's a lot of bollocks.
Anyways, I guess we're gonna have to give up on the LDBC talk here. Oh wait, let's recognize. Are you there? Ah, fuck! I want to ask him about the.
He's dropped off, man.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't a nasal powder? The cop is on. Easy Uno couldn't stop long either. Easy's like a lot better than Lucas Brown as well, so.
Yeah, you're breaking up a bit, Cameron, by the way.
So, you hear me now?
Sorry, what?
You hear me now, yeah?
Yeah, but you're kind of breaking up, though.
Oh, man. It's the internet, man, I think. Let me try and work it out.
All right. Kiwi Boxing says the Chinese giant there doesn't actually like boxing. He's like a circus attraction fighting when he needs cash. Oh, okay. So I guess he doesn't believe he can become a champion, so that sucks.
Who said that?
Kiwi Boxing.
He said what? That the Chinese guy doesn't believe he can be a champion?
Yeah, that Chinese dude there. He doesn't like boxing at all. He's just there to make money, and he's like a circus attraction, but he probably has no ambition to become a champion or anything.
He's undefeated, 16-0 or something like that, but he's fought absolute gush in China. That's it. I mean, they're talking about Joshua fighting him. I'm crying out loud.
What?
Could you imagine that? Well, I saw something on Twitter.
Yeah. Okay? I don't care. That would be a good fight. I mean, that would be a good. I mean, physically, both them together would look like what the fuck, like a movie, right? Two superheroes, a giant and a guy on roids and shit. But
yeah.
But no, Joshua knocks him the fuck out. I mean, let's be honest here.
Oh, pole boxing. Why is Cameron using a picture of a homeless guy as his avatar? That's me, you prick. That's me, you prick. That was me doing a shoot for a friend's photography course.
Okay, hold on. Now, yeah, it's true. There's Taishan something. I think his name. He's 7'1", and then there's another Chinese boxer, Zhang, who's only 6'6". So now I'm confused. Which one? I'm guessing the 7'1". Which one were you talking about, Cameron?
The one who's got 16 and I mean, not the 7'1", the 6'6" who was Olympian or something.
Okay, no.
There's one that was an Olympian that's on the feet, I think.
Okay, now
I think it's that.
I think there's 3 Chinese now because Kiwi Boxing says I think you're he says I think you're getting Long Dong mixed up with Zili Zhang. Okay, so there's Long Dong Zhang and I know there's Taishan Dong.
Why are you in a junkyard wearing a burlap sack with dirty hands? Because that was part of the thing, man. Like I had dirty face, I had mud on my face, mud on my hands, backpack. That was just part of the actual photo, the part of the shoot that I did for him. So I don't go around looking like that. Don't you know what I mean? Don't get that twisted.
You don't have to justify anything.
Yeah, foul boxing. Zhang was supposed to fight Joshua. That's the one I'm on about. Shepherd his sons. Yeah.
As he says, there's no Chinese giant on BoxRec. Yes, well, probably because he sucks and he's not even ranked. But I know Buddy McGregor. Okay, Kiwi Boxing. Yeah, Taishan. Okay, he says yeah. Taishan Dong Long Dong. Okay, so that's okay. There's two. So Long Dong is Taishan Dong. They're the same guy.
I'm
That's
getting
the one
confused,
with
man.
Buddy McGirt. That's the one training under Buddy McGirt. Well, last time I checked. Okay, Kiwi Boxing. What
So
happened to Long Dong?
there's a Zhang and a Long Dong 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 Ding Dong.
Hey, we strayed away from the LDBC talk, man. Where are the LDBC people, man? I want an explanation here. Why? How did HBO take down? How did the LDBC take down HBO? I want to hear this. What's the new media I keep hearing about? What are they all about? What are their long-term plans? How are they taking over as well? I want to hear all of this. Foul Boxing says, I'd stay away from Long Dong. Yeah. Yeah, and that name sounds like, I don't know. I don't want to say anything, but yeah. Long Dong King Kong. What's going on here, man? What are people saying? The Dong isn't even ranked by BoxRec. He doesn't exist.
Imagine
Oh,
having
wow.
the name Dong. I mean, I don't want to sound racist, but imagine having the name Dong. I mean, fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
and then long. It sounds like, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. Rascal222 says, who said LDBC took down HBO? Fuck, a bunch of channels. You want to check out the last one I heard was Eagle Boxing. Or Boxing Eagle. What's his name? Boxing Eagle, Eagle Boxing. It was like, yeah, we did it. I'm telling you. I've been telling you for years, we're going to take them down. The comment section was funny, though. Like, we're coming. We're self-made. They were saying HBO is the best ever. I don't know who was saying that HBO was the best ever. Maybe at some point it was the best ever. Well, first of all, best ever. I don't know, but it was the best boxing channel for a long, long, long time, and you cannot deny that. You just cannot deny that. Now, in the last few years, they've been cutting their budget, so of course their content came crap. And that's because HBO decided not to invest in boxing. That's not because some YouTube channels magically forced HBO to cut their budget, right? Yeah, you gotta stop it, man. You gotta stop the drugs. Uh, Overhand says Ego with his $2 impressions. Luke Peterson says a huge proportion. Yeah, I guess a huge proportion of channels have been spewing these crazy ideas.
I reckon, like, this podcast is it's got a lot of subscribers now. It gets good amount of views. There's definitely some LDBC that watches it.
Absolutely, absolutely, they're there. I know they're there. In the chat, the LDBC fans, can you tell us why or how the LDBC took down HBO? And what's the new media about? I'd love to hear about that. Is the new media going to start commentating on TV? I'd like to know that, please. The Fight Scout says Roy Jones and Max Kellerman, I'm sure, watch this podcast. Oh, yeah, of course. For sure.
Don't say that, because we'll be the reason that they shut down then.
Okay.
I reckon, do you know what? X was out here claiming that Roy Jones was a spy and an agent for white supremacy and a Russian spy.
Who said that?
X in one of his videos a while back. He said that Roy Jones is a white devil, he's a Russian spy, and he sold his people out. And Roy Jones commentates on HBO, so maybe X was right. Maybe he was the reason that HBO shut down.
Russian collusion, Russian interference. I can see that happening. I can see that as a possibility. Reversely says new media is a movement to push gay porn. All right.
I love Reversely.
Kiwi Boxing says anyone who wants to go drug free can hand in their drugs. Drop me a message on where to drop them off. My God, Kiwi Boxing is a junkie. Rascal222 says there is nothing wrong with the LDBC supporting black fighters. They're just going about it the wrong way, in my opinion. Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way. Now, if you want to support black boxers because you're black, that's fine. I don't give a shit. Like, fuck. But when you start being biased and then inventing stuff, like coming up with, like, we're victim, HBO's against us, HBO's against black fighters, like, come on, are you serious? They want to make money, man. If they have a black like a Mike Tyson who generated a lot of money was black, they wouldn't give a fuck. I mean, like, he's black. He's just like, sure, man, we're gonna make money off of you. We're gonna make money off of you if you're Asian, if you're Mexican, and as long as you're exciting, man, you're generating money. That's all they care about. So, oh, but what's the LDBC message? That black fighters are victims? I mean, come on, man. You're just dividing fans, man. It doesn't make sense. Farin Harada says new media reads old media articles verbatim. How do you pronounce that word? Verbatim on their YouTube channels. They aren't media at all. Yeah, they're not media, of course not. What's yeah. They also that's true. They also mention old media, which is what's old media? Like these terms are just confusing, man. All right, we have Violence News Network says I support the sport, not the fighters. Okay, that makes sense. MB says, sorry, what?
He said I support the networks, not the fighters.
No, sorry. I never said that. I support the sport, not the fighters. And as he says, Mike Tyson wasn't black. Okay, I guess I missed that one. Luke Peterson says it's actually embarrassing how fans. Sorry, it's actually embarrassing how far up his own arse he is. I don't know.
Who's that?
I don't know. He's talking about ego. Yeah, he's a preacher, man. I don't think he believes.
Devil's Advocate says sent you a message.
Oh. No, I don't see anything. Who sent me a message?
Devil's Advocate, apparently.
No, man, you haven't sent me a message. All right. Write your email in the chat, man, and I'll add you. This isn't going anywhere. Oh, actually, you can send me an email, and then I'll contact you through there. I get your email. So send me an email through Outlook, because I'm not seeing any messages here. Now I don't know. This is weird. I'm not getting any messages. I'm right here. Looking at whatever. Omar Ali says the LDBC said the World Boxing Super Series Cruiserweight tournament was rubbish. My God, that was the best tournament of them all, man. I mean, the World Boxing Super Series Cruiserweight tournament was better than the Super 6 tournament. What do you think, Cameron?
The Cruiserweight was better than the Super 6?
Well, no, they're saying that basically LDBC said that the Cruiserweight tournament was rubbish.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, the Super 6. Is he comparing it to the Super Middleweight Super 6?
No. I compared it, but I don't. At least my opinion is the Cruiserweight tournament.
You think it's better than the Super 6? You want about?
Yeah, because the Super 6.
I do. Yeah.
You had a bunch of fighters dropping off.
Yeah, I was just about to say that I do because every top fighter you had, every top fighter in the Cruiserweight division was in that tournament from the start, and every top fighter stayed in the tournament. No injuries, no pullouts. I mean, if you look at the Super 6 years ago, you had Durrell, Taylor, and you had other fighters that pulled out from the start, and you had people like Alan Green and was Sakio Bika one? Because I know Ward fought him, or was that just a warm up waiting for the final? I don't know, but the Super 6 was all over the place in the end because you had pullouts and the Abraham Durrell fight was a shambles in the end. So, and look at Cruiserweight, you had the best fight and the best, and we had an undisputed champion yet. When the Super 6 finished, Lucian Bute was touted as the best in the division. He wanted to fight Ward. So, at the end of the day, I think the Cruiserweight one was a lot better in terms of entertainment. I think the only thing it lacked was worldwide international appeal compared to the Super 6 because, Froch and Kessler and, those guys were big. They were big European guys. Abraham was big in Germany and things like that. So, Ward was, people forget that when that Super 6 started, Ward was the complete dark horse. Nobody even knew of Ward, really. Durrell was the big American hope in that tournament, not Ward. So, I think the Cruiserweight one overall was better, but I think the Super Middleweight one back then just had more international appeal because of how much star power those guys had.
Yeah, the final was supposed to be Abraham against Kessler, no, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was made for a European fighter to win it. Then Ward just came in out of nowhere and just spoiled the whole thing.
Yeah, fighting in Oakland the whole time. Omar Ali says Bika was in the Super Six. Yes, he was. Well,
Yeah, I mean that fight with Ward was just horrible to watch. I mean, do you know what? Beaker actually had quite a bit of success against Ward, but it was just such a bad fight.
Absolutely. Violence News Network says the Super Six tournament was fake. All right. Yeah, it was probably fake. I don't know. Fighting Harada says Super Six was very unorganized and poor overall. World Boxing Super Series was brilliant. Yes, because you can't do a tournament over the span of 3 years or something, like 2 years, whatever. People are gonna get injured. People are gonna pull out. So you gotta do it like the World Boxing Super Series did, like short. Like how long? 6 months? Do you think? How long did the Super Six World Boxing Super Series tournament last? Sorry, the World Boxing Super Series tournament. How long did it last? A year?
The Super Six, Super middleweight.
No, World Boxing Super Series.
Oh, that lasted. So what? It was started in July of last year. No, it started in September of last year, and it finished in July. So it wasn't even a year. Whereas you had the super middleweight one. It started in 2010, I want to say. And it finished in 2011. Yeah, I think it went for 2 years then in that Super Six almost.
Oh yeah, Super Six. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it started in the start of 2010 and it finished in December 2011. That was when the Froch fight happened. Because all I remember was it was the end of 2011. Because I remember Lucien Butte was coming up at the time, and he wanted to fight Ward, and then Froch fought Butte in May 2012. So yeah, it was in December, the end of December 2011 that ended.
Yeah, that's in my opinion that's a bad way to make a boxing tournament. And then they had like a point system which didn't make sense. A group stage or something. Like, what is this? A World Cup? You can't do that in boxing, man. I'm gonna try to invite you, Abstract. I don't know if it's. I send you an invite. Yeah, because I'm using this other Hangout, so some people are having issues with it. And the Devils, what's his name again? Devils Advocate Boxing. Listen, I didn't receive an email from you. I didn't receive a Hangouts message, so I don't know, man. Boxingdebate@hotmail.com.
How many times do we need to say? No disrespect to Devil's Advocate. How many times do we need to say what the email is?
Hold on, I'm getting a message here. Cameron, take over the show, man. Read some comments.
This is new for me, yeah. Well, welcome. This is your new host for the first and only time ever. Ward won the Super Six. Let's not hate on his greatness. Do you know what, man? I give him a lot of credit for that Super Six win because he came out of nowhere and he fought some top guys. He beat Froch, Kessler, Abraham, and Abraham at the time was still a legit guy. Former middleweight champion. I think he was undefeated at the time when he fought Ward. Well, he might have that Darrell crap, but other than that, it was a good fight. Abraham gave Ward trouble early on. I thought he lost to Kovalev in the first fight. That's the only negative I have about Ward's career, and the fact that it was, really horrible to watch. But he lost to Kovalev in the first fight. Cruiserweight tournament lasted September 2017 to July 18. Yeah, exactly, Avery. I thought it was that. Cameron Host, RIP. Agreed. Cameron, who you got? Jack Catterall or O'Hara Davis? That's a good fight. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I think O'Hara Davis is actually a very good fighter. I think the problem is with O'Hara Davis because he's being promoted by Matchroom, and I feel like he was kind of guided and told to say the wrong things. I think like they really built him wrong. If you kind of watch his YouTube channel, he's actually quite a genuine guy. I'm picking. That's a tough one, man. I haven't really thought about his fight. I lean to Jack Catterall, I think. I feel like Jack Catterall's just overall a better fighter, but I'm not confident in that. Pruder versus Huey, thoughts? I think Huey can win that fight, pending he actually lets his hands go. Because if he fights like he did against Joseph Parker and he just doesn't let his hands go, he's not going to get the decision whether he wins 8 rounds. If he isn't active, he's not going to get a decision in Bulgaria. That's just how I see it. But I feel like, Pruder's 37 now. I think Huey stylistically is a bad matchup for him. I think Huey is a bad matchup for a lot of heavyweights. But, I think his lack of power, I think because he's so young, the lack of physical strength, he's not able to manhandle these guys. And fighting the inside and things like that. I think that really lets him down. So for me, I think Huey can win on points, but he has to let his hands go. I think Huey does have underrated power, but he hasn't proven it at a top level, has he? I mean, he knocked out Sam Sexton, great, but he hasn't proven he can punch at a high level yet. Pulev's a whole bum. Pulev's actually a good fighter, man. Jamal Charlo's next fight, Junior. What do you think of that fight? Jamel Charlo, we're talking about Jamal, because William Monroe's at 160. If that's Jamel fighting him, no. I mean, Jamel should be fighting Jarrett Hurd. I think you're getting confused with Jamal, because Jamal's at 160 and William Monroe's at 160. So if that's the fight, that's shocking. Jamal Charlo needs to start fighting, real legit guys. I think Monroe's a good fighter, but he's not a top 5, sort of top 10 middleweight, is he? I mean, who's Monroe beat? Rosado? Big deal, man. Everybody's beat Rosado. Pulev hasn't been the same since Klitschko knocked him out. He couldn't even. Do you know what? Pulev couldn't even stop Kevin Johnson. I mean, that says a lot, doesn't it? I mean, Kevin Johnson, who is fighting Daniel Dubois next, and Kevin Johnson knocked out Pianetta at the start of the year, and that was the worst heavyweight fight I've watched for a while. Jamal can only fight who they put in front of him, same as GG when he was champions. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it like that, I guess you're right. I mean, you've got Jacobs who's tied up. He's fighting Derevchenko. Golovkin's just fought. Canelo's just fought. Then again, Canelo's fighting in December, so why doesn't he fight Charlo? I mean, I know he's going to fight Lemieux, but why doesn't he fight Charlo? He's not tied up, is he, Canelo? He can fight Charlo if he wants. Charlo's is mandatory, so Dan BD might lose his place in the show. Cameron's answering everything. Yeah, I'm always in the chat, man. Even when you watch my own channel, I'm always in the chat. Pulev's garbage. I think the division's just garbage. I think the fact that Pulev's in the top 10 and he's a top-rated heavyweight, I think that kind of says a lot about the division. I think, outside of Fury, Wilder, Joshua, the division is pretty poor. I mean, Povetkin and Ortiz are wild cards, aren't they? Like, those are two guys who, are the kind of best heavyweights outside the guys who've got a belt. I think you can throw White in there, but let's be honest, if you put Dylan White and Pulev and guys like that in the heavyweight division, say 10 years ago or maybe 15 years ago, they wouldn't be top 10 heavyweights, would they? Let's be honest. Same as Jarrell Miller. Let's see. Bucho hosted shows are better. I prefer when Bucho hosted shows. I still love your BDA. Got a lot of love for BDA, man. The division is weak. Yeah, division is bad. Cruiserweight, yeah. What Rascott says, cruiserweight is better. It's a lot better for entertainment. This much you could put a lot of those top guys in cruiserweight against each other and you can get exciting fights. You can put Gassiev against Bradis, Gassiev against sort of anybody like Makabu, Kudrashov. You could put Bradis against Doughty Cause. Kalenga's still there. There's a lot of top guys in that cruiserweight division. Bellew's there. I mean, he won't fight after Usyk, but it's a good division. Things with cruiserweight, they're all one-dimensional brawlers, so that's why they're so good. Like they're always bringing some because they're all one-dimensional brawlers. Apart from Usyk, and I think Bradis is technically quite sound. I think Gassiev is a better boxer than what he's given credit for. But I think the problem is because he got absolutely scored by Usyk, people are gonna just really kind of lose a lot of interest in Gassiev when he's actually an excellent boxer. Yeah, Gassiev had no chance versus Usyk, way out of his league, in my opinion. Yeah, the thing is, Usyk made Gassiev look like an absolute joker in there when Gassiev's an elite. Like, if you took Usyk out of the division, I think it's either out of him or Bradis that are the kind of best cruiserweight out there. What about Cruiserweight World Boxing Series Season 2? I think Bradis wins that. I know that Gassiev's kind of injured and he's kind of a reverse, kind of a reserve thing, but I think Bradis wins that. Yo, recognise what's going on, bro?
What's going on, Cameron? So are you saying the cruiserweight's doing BS Part 2?
Yeah, he's doing the number 2, man.
Oh,
I'm kind of hosting the show right now, bro.
Yeah, I'm here. Just because I'm trying to get Abstract in here, but
Abstract is on.
I'm getting a lot of respect in the chat, saying I'm answering everything, Bucho. Whereas
they always complain about we can't we don't go look at the chat often, but we can. We have 8 people in the panel. Everybody's talking, and then it's hard to jump in and go like, guys, hey, I'm gonna read some comments. We'll try to do it more people, but it's just understand that we have 8 people that want to talk and shit. So
shout out to everyone in the chat who sent me questions. Appreciate it.
Check out Cameron's channel. He has a channel, guys, and I'll put it in the description. He does a lot of. He's doing more hangouts now, so go check his channel out.
It's getting renamed. My channel's getting renamed, so subscribe to it.
All right, I will put the link in the description, like always. Recognize. Give us your take on HBO dying, man. How did the LDBC manage to do this? He's in his office, I guess.
Abstract's here though.
Yeah, Abstract. What up?
What up, lads? You right?
What's going on, bro?
Damn, that was fucking bizarre. That was. I couldn't like normally I can't join on the iPad, but I can join on the phone. But tonight it wouldn't let me join on the phone, and so I thought, let me check if it will let me on the iPad, and it fucking did.
Yeah, because I'm using the other Hangouts, the one that comes with YouTube, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, sometimes when that happens to me too, Abstract. I'll have like I'll need Bucho or BDA to call me back.
Yeah, I can always use join using my phone, but for some reason tonight it was like it wouldn't let me. But how you all doing anyway? What you on about, like HBO and what else?
Saunders failing the drug test, yeah.
Is that for real? That Billy? So he failed the drug test.
Yeah,
he found it. Yeah.
Fucking weird, fucking name thing.
Oxyphilium or something like that.
Yeah, I've never even heard
Oxyphilium.
of it. It's a banned substance anyway. I mean, look, fucking out.
Fucking what is that?
It's a stimulant, apparently. Stimulant.
Yeah, I mean,
something like you take through the nose.
Saunders of all
yeah.
people, like if
shit.
I'll tell you what it is, bro. Let me get it up. It is. It was called. B. Joe Saunders. It's called oxylifrine.
You wanna know what's funny? Okay, my daughter has allergy problems, right? She has like allergies issues, and sometimes I'll go get her. It's called nasal spray. Flonase.
That's what they're saying it is, bro. That's
I was gonna say that's in it. Exactly what you just mentioned. It's exactly what's exactly what's in the Flonase. So I'm like, what? He was taking Flonase? Oh man! I mean, if it's in the rules, it's in the rules. So, what can you say?
Can you not hear me all right? Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I hear you good.
We can now. You're quite quiet just now.
I didn't. Yeah, that used to happen all the time when I used my iPad on the boxing gossip one. Like fucking hell, like Billy Joe Saunders. Every single person that's popped in the last like 3 years, Billy Joe Saunders has been the one that's been on Twitter fucking ripping them to fucking shreds, and that Canelo, like fucking Ortiz. The only person he didn't was Tyson Fury, like surprise, and Huey Fury when they popped and stuff. And it's just like fucking now I mean, like Jesus Christ, you couldn't fucking make this shit up, could you?
I'm wondering when A-side fighters. I mean, we've had some A-side fighters test dirty, like Canelo. Floyd Mayweather. I still say he was busted. I mean, there's no explanation for what he did, in my opinion, at least. But I'm waiting for like the A-side to start dropping out. You know.
I mean, with Floyd, like this is the thing that I don't get how. Like, and a lot of people don't even like acknowledge this in any way, shape, or form. He started talking about. I mean, you guys probably know this. He actually started talking about having a vampire facial in an interview, and like his PR guys start
against Canelo. Okay, that's why I always say this. I take that win. I don't take that win that seriously. Floyd versus Canelo. First of all, he A-side the fuck out of him. That's it. Yeah. He just did. He made him drain himself, basically, right? Where he looked dead at the weigh-in. Yeah. I can remember Andre Ward saying that doesn't look good. I'm picking Floyd by late round stoppage. I can remember him saying that, and then on top of that, you have Floyd saying, he explaining what a vampire facial is 3 weeks before the fight, or 2 weeks before the fight. He said that.
That's fucking blood doping, ain't that what Long had? I mean, that's like
that's what Floyd. That's why Floyd was so confident. Remember how he came in? I mean, he's always like braggadocious, but he was extra confident going into the weigh-in. He knew. He was like, first of all, Canelo's done. I mean, he had to burn himself to make 152.
He was a baby then as well.
Yeah, he was a baby too. On top of that, and then I'm taking vampire facials. Man. I'm blood doping.
Yeah, but I mean, like nobody talks about that at all. When people talk about Floyd and like how great he was and his resume, and even the people that aren't sort of like huge Flomos talk about Floyd, no one fucking talks about this. Like he fucking admitted it in a fucking interview. I mean, like, Shit, man.
Hey, recognize. So tell us about HBO dying, man.
I mean, it is in a way. It is dying, but
No,
every
it's
time,
dead. Sorry, it's dead. It's dead. There's no more boxing on HBO.
well, I mean, that's over exaggerating,
No,
but
no,
No, it's
recognize.
dead, bro. It's dead.
They said it. It's dead. It's after the
oh, they
Jacobs fight. It's over. There's no more
They
boxing.
announced that they're out of boxing, man.
They
Yeah.
announced today
Are
the
you
last
serious?
fight's gonna be
Yeah.
the last fight's gonna be Derevyanchenko versus
Jacobs.
Jacob.
wow. I didn't even hear that, but it makes sense. I mean, they were dying. They were dying. But who's taking credit for it?
Oh, the LDBC and the new
Oh,
media.
no.
I don't know if there's
No. Let's get it right. X came on the show and he's taking credit for the demise page.
Okay. X. So it's between X and the LDBC.
Yeah.
To me,
My
both
brother.
bullshit, right? Both delusional. Wow, a delusional group and a delusional individual.
They did say though that they'd come, and it was a weird word they used. I think it was like it was a weird word they used, but basically they were saying like if there's a massive fight, they'll still bid for it and that.
Yeah, I mean, say for example, if you'd have to say if Canelo, I don't want to say it, but you'd have to say if Canelo Golovkin trilogy happened, they would go for that.
Yeah, I can't remember the word they used. They used a weird sort of like I can't remember the word, but that was basically what they were saying. Like, it's a weird word that they used. Like,
Some people are going to say the Canelo GGG fight killed it. I bet you there's some theories out there. Even though they both fights did over 2 million buys when you combine them together, you know.
Well, recognize. I read in the comment section a theory in one of those channels. Apparently, the HBO's obsession with white East European fighters destroyed HBO. So
Yep, that's it. I knew it. I mean, it's crazy, right? Like, these are the same people that would say that white supremacy is real, right? But at the same time, promoting white fighters will kill it. Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It makes total sense.
Yeah.
Total sense. And now they're gonna go after apparently the Zone and Top Rank ESPN.
Oh, they're gonna go after all of them. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devil's Advocate says, like, you guys hitting so hard. Ego is not LDBC. Okay. I listened to 78 and BFF. Is that blood boxing? And DCB. I don't know this. And none of them said anything like that. No one took credit. I don't listen to Ego. Well, I did listen to Ego, and he is LDBC. Let's be honest. He talks like them. Same propaganda. And everybody in the chat saying that. And I don't know if 78 said it, but he will say it eventually. And if he doesn't, just look at the comment section, the chat.
These people mean nothing in the real world.
and the thing is as well, Ego is LDBC because Ego goes on that like Smoke City Mobcast and stuff. Like I've seen
nobody knows who the LDBC is in real life. Nobody cares.
Fucking nobody. It's 78.
They're a bunch of nobodies.
Thing. Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm a somebody. I'm just saying you don't make a difference in this world. You don't make a difference in whether HBO shuts down.
But that defies the whole purpose of the LDBC. Yeah? The whole purpose is to feel empowerment and to feel that you're part of a group and you're strong, you're in control.
Yeah,
That's
I get
the
it.
whole,
I mean,
yeah.
But
like you said, the reality is that they're not.
All they do is YouTube videos.
Exactly. It's like
they're not doing anything.
How are you influencing anything? How are you?
How are you influence you? Tell me how that your videos are influencing.
All right, Devil's Advocate Boxing, who's an LDBC fan, who we're trying to get in here, but he can't communicate with us. Says you guys are sitting here talking about them. So what, man? So we can't talk about them now. Like they're
we're talking about them so we can laugh.
Wait
a second, we're talking about them so we can get a laugh.
That's what we do. We talk about boxing. But the idea that a bunch of idiots sitting in their living room are affecting like a massive fucking corporation like HBO and the decisions they're making is fucking ridiculous. You guys are so delusional. It's ridiculous.
Listen, man. When I listen to anybody that claims to be part of a group like the LDBC, I usually know I'm gonna get good laughing material. So if I'm bored, I'm not doing anything. I want to watch a video that's gonna make me laugh. I'll click on their videos.
Yeah,
I'll click and all those names you just mentioned. I'll click on their videos just to get a good laugh. That's it. Ego.
Yeah,
Ego makes me laugh.
personally here. This devil's
Ego
advocate
makes me
option. I'm not
ego makes me
particularly
laugh.
talking about him.
What's his name? The fuck is the other guy's? DCB. He's another one. He makes me laugh. They all make me laugh, bro. They're clowns.
Devil's Advocate says, I hope you're ready because when I get on here, it's not going to be what you expect. Well,
We've been waiting fucking hours almost for you.
Guy, okay, listen, Advocate, we want to hear your side of the story. We really do. But, like, listen, I told you, send me an email on hotmail.com because using Outlook because apparently that's the only way it's going to work and it didn't work. And then I told you on Google Hangouts, send me a message and I didn't receive anything. So I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, I mean, he should just get on and we'll let him talk. We'll let him say what he has to say.
He keeps saying Ego is not LDBC. All right.
I don't care if he is or not. I'm just saying he's a fucking clown. That's it. I mean, whether he's LDBC, Bloods, Crips, whatever the fuck he is, he's a clown to me.
I really want to hear Devil's Advocate side of this story, but what the hell, man? Okay, can you just type your email on this chat thing? Nobody's gonna do shit. Just type your email and then I'll have it and I'm gonna invite you immediately. I need some sort of email with you, man. Like some sort of email from you.
Just tell him to come on, man. We'll let you know.
We'll be trying for how long, Cameron? For an hour or something?
I mean, I've been on the show for about an hour, I'd say now, and he's been asking to come on since then. So,
and we gladly want him to join us, but how the fuck am I gonna do this?
Am I still quiet, guys?
Yeah, man. Bucho can. If you go to the control room, Bucho, you can like raise his audio.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Because they're complaining in the chat as well, Bucho, saying no one can hear me.
I put it to the max now.
Talk, bro. See if it's louder.
Yeah. Can you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's better now.
Is that better? Yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, I hear you fine, that's right.
Cool, man. Nice one. Not that I had anything to say at the minute.
Devil's Advocate, please. He says he dropped it like 100 times. His email. I don't have anything.
You know what he's probably doing? I guarantee you, he's probably. I had this problem. He's not doing it. Is he trying to call in or he's trying to send his email? What's he trying to do?
Both, man. Now he's trying to send me an email and he's trying to contact me through Google Hangouts, like through the chat.
Yeah, but do it through. He's probably putting in Gmail by accident. You got to put in Hotmail. You got to be specific.
Yeah, and do you know what? Do you know the other possibility is if he's typing the email in all like just as it is in that Hangout there, they might not let him actually. Sometimes you can't send like an email as it is.
Oh, I don't know.
Ask him if he's using Google Chrome.
Are you using Google Chrome?
Yeah.
Oh, he can hear you.
Yeah. That was a brain freeze moment.
That's a fucking
No, I mean, he should be using Google Chrome. He should make sure that he puts BDA, the whole address, right, at hotmail.com when he sends his, email so that you can have his email.
Yeah, I told him that. And I don't know. I like send me an email at least. Hotmail, Outlook. I mean, come on. I should be getting that.
You got it. You always got it posted on your screen page, always. Right?
Oh well, that's there now. So if he's going to email you, if he wants to join, he can email you now. I can see you, the one you just put up, Bucho, is there in the chat. So
yeah, exactly. So if he sends me an email, I'm gonna see. But I'm checking my emails. I'm checking my Hangouts, and I don't see anything.
He's trolling, man.
Maybe I'm starting to begin. Maybe I'm wondering if he's just trolling, man.
Yeah, I think he's trolling.
He ain't coming on the show, man.
He's not trying to. He's pretending he's trying to, and he's not. Like this shit's foolproof, man. It just like this ain't rocket science we're dealing with here.
Like a simple email. An email should be
fucking atom here.
Right, let's be honest, right? You're either trolling or you're 100% full blown retard. It's one of the two.
Well, the thing is, listen, I can understand if Hangouts doesn't work because it's a piece of crap. But a simple email should be working fine. Like, oh, I get an email. There we go.
Right, I'll take that back.
All right, now I'm gonna send him an invitation.
Fuck's sake.
There you go. He got it right.
Yeah, he sent me an email. So,
All right, so
which is something I asked way back, but anyways,
he was doing it wrong. That's what it was. He was doing it wrong. I did it first time trying to get on. I was doing it wrong too.
all right. Oh, I see. I think this is the guy. Hi, Kyle. I'll send you an invite.
Come on, partner.
Right, this girl, right? So she's trying to come. She's trying to come around mine tonight for a shag, right? I've never started speaking to her. I started speaking to her today, and basically she was like, "Can I come around yours?" I was like, "I can't tonight because obviously my brother and his missus are here." And I was like, "Well, you can't be that loud." So I went to her, just to be exotic. Went, "Do you want to fuck outside something?" She goes, "Yeah." So I'm thinking, "Fuck it, why not?" She's like, "Fuck it, man, let's do it." So I don't know what time she wants to do it. I mean, it's fucking midnight over here now, so. Yeah, I mean, this time of night as well, and it's getting cold over here. And obviously, Abstract knows in the UK now it's kind of warm in the day at this time of year, but it's cold at night now. So I have to be full blown jacket proof. So
Sounds like New York.
yeah, man, it's bad. I'm fucking horny as fuck tonight, so I'm proper up for it if she wants to.
Fucking Cameron's talking to us with a fucking hard on. God damn. The last thing I want to know.
Sorry, man. Just put that out there whilst we're waiting for
For the devil's advocate.
Yeah, devil's advocate. Oh my, yeah, it's freezing. Not yet. It's cold out here.
The devil's advocate.
We definitely appreciate the info though, Cameron. On your
Listen, it's a bit like when Stu said he thought of me when he was having sex, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I'm sure everybody's been wondering like about stuff like that with your evening and stuff. So now we know we can stop trying to figure it out. Like
Cameron's gonna get on Scott. Cameron's gonna get on Scott like Amir Khan, Omar Ali. No, man, I'm actually gonna go out and get it myself. I'm not gonna start jerking off on Cam. The only time I'll do that is if I go on one of those websites where I get paid to do it. That's when I might consider doing it.
Oh, Cameron, you're at that age, man, when the hormones be running super wild. That's all that's on your mind, right? You get mad, you're like, I know what I need.
Hold on.
Honestly,
hold on. I need to talk to Devil's. What's his name again? Devil's Advocate. So I sent you. I added you on Hangouts here, and I also sent you the link on your email. So if you didn't get a call or something, just click on the link. Abstract, how did you get in here? Was it the link I sent you, or because I called you? Or
whoa.
no, I just clicked on the link. And
it sends you through. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So. Devil, check your email. I sent you a link.
There's a good chance that Devil's Advocate probably never did a hangout, and I can understand it because I've never, there was a time where I never did it, and I couldn't. I had a hard time getting on.
Yeah. ALL Boxing says LDBC and Al Heyman is the savior of boxing.
Someone in the chat says there's another LDBC in the chat. Apparently, that's what Shepherd Sons is saying.
ALL says LDBC knocked out Precise and Thunder Coke, HBO, etc. I don't know if he's trolling or if he's serious, man, because that's the thing with the LDBC, man. I don't know if...
You know what it is? They think that because people stop doing videos, maybe they just got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, it's like people have a life.
they take it as, oh, I did that to him. Yeah. No, I don't even know you exist.
But the thing is, some of those guys are properly stupid, like properly retarded. Like I see one of them do Blood Boxing done a video about fucking about 6 months ago saying Wilder was the A side versus AJ.
Right.
Like, so based on what? Like, I mean, like,
based on him. That's his opinion. Like, just don't make it factual. Don't. Look, we know who's making more money. We know who demands more money. Who can go on? He can go to the UK and fight anywhere. He's from there, right? He can go to any venue and sell out 80,000 seats arenas. You know what I'm saying? This is what he does. The truth is that Wilder can't. He cannot fight just anybody and sell out. He probably can't even sell out Madison Square Garden.
The thing is, regardless of what you base it on, if you base it on resume, AJ's the A side. If you base it on commercial, like what they generate commercially, AJ's the A side. If you base it on like the only thing I've ever heard anybody cite is, well, Wilder's got the green belt. That's it. Like that's the only thing that can be
He's
said.
a knockout artist, I guess, and
Say again.
he's a knockout artist. That's what they're saying, and he's a dangerous fighter.
Oh, do you know what? Tyson. Speaking of
The A
punch, Tyson Fury put on Twitter today. Something made me laugh. He put up, "I'm gonna knock Deontay Wilder out. He's never faced a puncher like me." I was in fucking stitches. I was
Yeah,
Jesus.
one thing I want to ask you guys: have any of you heard this thing? I concede I might be late to the party here. This might have already been like dealt with and disproven or whatever. But a couple, like maybe 2 days ago, I was hearing something about there being a rematch clause both ways for Wilder Fury. Now, if that's I don't know if you guys have heard that. Now, if that is the case, then like. I don't know. Well, Wilder AJ certainly ain't happening in April, regardless of anything else. Has anybody heard that?
No.
Say that again, bro. I missed it.
So I think Hatman, I think it was, done a video that there's rumors going about, or somebody had put something out that there's a rematch clause for both Wilder and Fury in this fight. So, which would be just bizarre for me. But it's not. That's not proven yet. It's just something that's been going about recently.
Yeah, do you know what? Barry Hearn said, no, Frank Warren basically refused to comment on if there was a rematch clause, and they both on this radio show the day you might have heard it. Frank Warren said he was not going to disclose any details about the contract, whether or not there's a rematch clause. Then Barry Hearn said, came back, he was like, there's absolutely a rematch clause in that fight. There's no way Wilder would not put a rematch clause in that fight. You know, he says he's got very smart management and stuff like that. So,
yeah,
I mean,
but apparently Fury's got one as well. That was what.
For what? He's not a champion. What does he need one for? Like?
I know, but that's the whole point. But that's the rumor that's been going about, and that would explain as well. Like, I'm not saying it's true, but I'm saying like a couple of days before that interview was when I heard about that. Now, if that would kind of explain why Frank Warren didn't want to answer. Like, why wouldn't you want to answer about Deontay Wilder having a rematch clause? Obviously, Deontay Wilder's going to have a rematch clause, but Fury having one.
All right, we have Devils here. Devils Advocate Boxing. Yo, what's up, man?
What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
I don't mean to call you a retard, bro. By the way, I just.
All right.
It's all good. You're good.
All right. Here's your side of the story. What's up, Willow? What were you saying that the LDBC? No. Do you agree with that statement that the LDBC had something to do with HBO basically dying?
No, absolutely not. And that's what I was trying to say in the chat was that who the fuck said that? Because I listened to a few of their videos. I didn't hear anybody say that.
Okay, Ego Boxing said it. That everybody in the chat said it, and I can guarantee you that I'll actually do it tomorrow. I'll go through the comment section in 78 Sports videos and what Black Fight Fan TV and all those, and I'm gonna find these comments as well. I can guarantee you that.
All right, so if I go through your videos, I won't find any stupid ass comments from people who say shit that you don't agree with, or what?
Not to the same extent though. Not to the same extent. You'll find a bunch of stupid comments, maybe, but not like the LDBC. Come on, you can't be serious.
Oh, there's definitely a lot of dumb motherfuckers over there, for sure, no doubt. But from the people that I listen to, nobody said anything even close to that, and I don't necessarily agree with.
Who do you listen to?
What?
Who do you listen to?
I listen to 78, Black Fight Fan.
Oh yeah.
DCB occasionally. That's pretty much it. So what did they say? What did they say that was so wrong about it?
Well, I mean, they take credit for things like this all the time. Let's be honest.
Come on.
They're forever taking credit for sort of like this person said that. That's because they heard it here. They're forever saying that, and I don't even watch them that much, bro. So like, let's be real here. You know what I mean?
I only watch them to get a good laugh, so I haven't seen it. That's all. I'll say that I haven't seen it. So,
I mean, when you have people saying something about like let's say for example, Sean Porter, and then you have Sean Porter and his dad come on their show the next day. I mean, they have a little bit of influence. You can't deny that.
Who has Sean Porter on the show?
Who's got boxing style round? I can hear him in the background.
Who's that? Say it again.
I can hear a baby in the background. I'm just wondering who's got boxing style round her house.
No, yeah, that's my daughter. I don't think she's not boxing anytime soon.
All right, so Regulus, go ahead. Ask your question.
No, I was gonna say, who interviewed Sean Porter?
Well, honestly, they got a lot of pro boxers. I mean, like Black Fight Fan has been in the car with Errol Spence doing an interview. I mean, they interview boxers all the time. When they say
that's the only one I like out of all of them. Go ahead.
Okay, but when they say shit, you guys have to understand that these boxers, they hear it. That's not bullshit anymore. I remember like 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, when Billy Joe was ducking Triple G. 78 called him Billy Ho Saunders, and I shit you not, a week later, Billy Joe was in an interview saying, "Oh, fuck this guy 78 talking about me." Like, people, trust me.
He said
people,
he'll smack the shit out of him.
Shit.
Yeah,
He said Billy Joe Saunders said he'll smack the shit out of him. I don't know who he is, but I'll smack the shit out of him.
I'd love to see that.
I heard that, but to be fair, that's people on Twitter sending Billy Joe
exactly
things or telling him about it. I mean, like, I think there's a big leap from there to sort of like we're affecting a major corporation like HBO's decision making and.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. I don't think that they ever affected HBO's decision making. In my opinion, it's 100% like the first bad move that they did was not showcasing Al Heyman boxers when Floyd left, and then they started hanging themselves. And because of the stupid shit that they were doing, Bob Arum left, and at that point, it was pretty much over, in my opinion. It was Al Heyman and Floyd Mayweather first, then Bob Arum second, and then they just hung themselves after that.
Yeah, I would agree that HBO, what they did was they dropped, not literally, but the proverbial, they dropped the ball. They fucked up. It has nothing to do with race, though. You see, that's what LDBC promotes. Everything it's about race. Look, you can't help what the customers don't like. Casual fans like brawlers. They like elite brawlers. They like knockouts. That's how you get. Look, how you get a girl. Are you gonna get your girl? Let's say if you're a skinny man, you know what I'm saying. You don't really have much of a body type. You're intellectually very smart, but she won't know that, right? Until she gets to know you. You know who she's gonna look for? The guy with the big muscles. Okay. That's who she's going to go for. She might find out that he's a piece of shit and that the dude that uses his brain is the man for her, but she has to take the time to get to know that. The way you attract casuals is by putting in the man with the big muscles. And in this case, I'm talking about the knockouts. Okay, the knockouts is what sells. The LDBC take it as some fighters that happen to be black that nobody likes, as that's automatically racism. Now, race could play a part of it, but it's not the main part of it. If Mike Tyson was a knockout artist, everybody loved him. He's a black man. Okay? He's black.
I agree.
Okay? Sean Porter is an exciting boxer, but he might not attract the fans until he starts knocking dudes out. Errol Spence might be the next big star because he has the potential to be a knockout artist. Okay? So it's about the style of fight. It's the product you put out there. The LDBC tries to ignore that and say, oh, they're not following Floyd Mayweather, who can't knock out anybody these days. It's racism. Even though he was selling. You know what I'm saying? He was selling more than anybody.
Besides, I understand what you're saying. And like, for example, in the chat here, ALL Boxes says, LDBC speaks for the black boxer. What's wrong with that? That's not it, man. Like,
it's not wrong with that. But just tell the truth, though. Like that's all you. That's all you're interested in. You're only interested in black fighters. That's fine. It's your business.
And there's certain things that I will absolutely disagree with them on. Like I don't really agree that HBO just started promoting Eastern European fighters out of nowhere and then, just basically threw black fighters under the bus. That's not what happened.
No.
I mean, basically, in my opinion, like I said, when Al Heyman left, HBO is the best at hyping anybody. I mean, for fuck's sake, Adrian Broner was like number 3 on the pound for pound list when he was on HBO. When Al Heyman took his fighters away, they had to find someone else. and they found good fighters from Eastern Europe, and they promoted them the way they would anybody else if they had them, and that's what happened. Like, I don't understand, like, LDBC is not a monolith. All these motherfuckers don't think the exact same way. You have to understand that. There are people that will disagree with, everything that you just explained about, basically with HBO promoting only Eastern European fighters. That's not the way it happened. At least
Black
not how
Fight
I see
fan.
it.
That's why I like him. The guy Black Fight fan. I'm gonna tell you why, right? Like I don't agree with everything he says. I don't agree with his point of view when it comes to life, right? I mean, some things I do. Most of the time, I don't. I've watched enough videos of his. The one thing though he does, he'll give you his opinion. He's like, look, man, I don't know what y'all talking about. Lomachenko's gonna beat Mikey Garcia's ass because the LDBC's kind of like supporting Mikey Garcia over Lomachenko, right? Like that's the theme that's going around there. But he's like, no, I don't think so. I think Lomachenko is a bad motherfucker. I've heard him say it. Like I've heard
They've
him
all
say,
said it though. That Lomachenko gets more respect than any other Eastern European fighter by far. And just like you were talking about the knockouts and the style, it's Lomachenko's style, man. Like a lot of people like Lomachenko's style. Some people like the come forward, just hands up, take punches on the gloves type defense fighter. Some people like the quick reflexes and the footwork type of fighter. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and
boxing is multi-dimensional,
LDBC
man.
tends to like that shit.
Yeah, it's mo. Look, the casual fans, and this is through everything, like baseball, right? I'm a huge baseball fan. I could watch a baseball game, the whole fucking game. I could do that. Casual fans, it's not going to be interested in unless the ball's flying, right? That's what they're going to watch. They want to see a basketball game. They want to see dunks, slam dunks, and the crowd going fucking crazy. And football is the touchdown or the big hits. You know what I'm saying? That's boxing is all about. Casual fans like violence. They like the blood, and whoever's doing that, they'll watch that. You know what I'm saying? Until they get bored of it. Um, Not to say that there's not black fighters that were great knockout artists, because throughout the history there certainly was a lot, and there's some today. You know what I'm saying? You got Earl Spence, like I said, a potential knockout artist, a guy that if he keeps getting better, I can see him doing that to elite fighters who can sell a lot if he keeps on the right path. But and I know you don't agree with it, but a lot of the videos that I've seen from certain members of the LDBC, um, they equate them not being a household name to race, and maybe that's part of it, but that ain't the sole part, man. For anybody to think that is crazy. I mean, like I said, man, Mike Tyson was it. I could remember that. Okay, I don't know how old everybody is, but I'm old enough to remember. In the '90s, he was the man. He sold the most anything, and he was followed by everybody. If he was a social media, if social media was out the way he was, he would have been the biggest, most popular fighter ever, because that's how much he was followed
Yeah,
outside the ring and inside.
I remember that. Sorry to interrupt. I remember that era as well. And the thing was, like, not maybe not as popular as he was like when he was champion and that, but even like after he came out of jail and a couple of comeback fights and stuff, like even then Tyson was massive, because the vibe was kind of like, oh, this, Tyson's coming back. This is, like, he was massive even then.
I mean, he was doing 2 million, 1 million buys when that was unheard of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wait a minute. Okay, so uh, Devil, do you believe that the blacks don't get the same share of the same love? Let's say, for example, from promotional companies. Some promotional companies, some networks, do they get treated differently?
I mean, not really. It's like the fans, they definitely don't get treated equally. I'll tell you that right now. And that's fine, because in boxing is a very racially fueled sport. I mean, you can't really deny that. Mexicans go for the Mexicans, and so on and so forth. But as far as the networks, I go back and forth, because if you got guys like Bob Arum and Abel Sanchez saying shit like straight up black fighters don't sell, I mean, that's kind of indicative of bias, isn't it? I mean, Well, in a way, because numbers are numbers, but I don't know, man. I go back and forth in my head about this shit all the time, but I'm not gonna come out and say it like, oh, black people are getting fucked over in boxing, because it's not that simple. It's just not.
Would you
But
say most
as
LDB?
far as the fans go,
Sorry.
no, they don't get treated the same way, because black people don't give a fuck about boxing. I'm telling you that right now. Like, black people in America do not give a fuck about boxing at all. It's very niche, extremely niche.
Now
The
hold on.
best-
Now hold on. So sorry, Ragnar. So,
Sorry, go ahead.
Devil, do you believe that the LDBC channels? Sorry, would it be fair to say that the LDBC channels, most of them believe that black fighters don't get their fair share or fair due, whatever?
Yeah. Most of them believe that in some way, shape, or form, the black fighter gets fucked over. I mean, you can connect the two things that I said as well. Think about it. If non-black fans do not watch black fighters, they don't get airtime. They do not get big fights. So it's the fans connected to the networks that is making shit like that happen. And in my honest opinion, okay, like just like you guys said, it's about the styles, blah, 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 but you can't take the competitive aspect out of the sport. You still want to see who's the best. Like when Rigondeaux beat Donaire and it was clear he was the best fucking fighter, why would they stop showing his fights? I thought that was crazy. You know what I mean? Because he
So
doesn't
you're
have
saying
the
that was
fans
because
to
he was
support him.
black? Were you saying that's
I
because?
don't, no. But I'm saying because of the fact that fans, okay, listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because of the fact that fans are kind of racist in boxing, that they don't support certain people, the networks have to cater to the fans. So it's not like, that's what I'm saying. It's not really like direct racism, but sometimes the way shit goes, yeah, black fighters get the short end of the stick.
Right. So okay,
Do you understand what I'm saying or no?
Kinda, yes, but okay. Let's go to Rigondeaux. Let's make this specific. So, why do you think Rigondeaux didn't get the same love as other fighters?
Because he was boring as fuck.
Okay,
I'll tell you that right now.
I
But
agree. We
like
all
I
agree
said,
with this.
okay, but
Yeah.
listen.
Okay.
You can't. Boxing is to me, like there's different type of people. There's the casual fan where boxing is in entertainment first and a sport second. Then you have someone like me who played sports their entire fucking life. Boxing is a sport first. Like I like watching boxing because I want to see who the best is. I don't know if you guys agree with
Oh,
that,
I
but
agree
like
with you.
I agree with that. Yeah.
let's take like a Mike Alvarado, Brandon Rios. HBO was fucking jerking that fight off so hard. That was one of the most boring. Like I didn't enjoy watching that, dude. I could watch that at a fucking bar with two drunk dudes punching each other in the face repeatedly. Like I want to see skill. You know what I mean? Like I want to see who the best is. And I just thought that kind of sucked that someone who was clearly the best was not being shown just because of his style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the LDBC don't play that. What you're saying? I mean, they play. They say that Rigondeaux didn't get enough love because he was black. Most
No,
most LDBC channels believe that. Would you
doesn't get
agree with
enough
that statement?
doesn't get enough love because his style is just not entertaining.
I understand. No, Cameron, I understand that, but I'm
No,
asking
that's
the
what I'm
devil.
saying. Like, I'm not saying it to you. I'm just saying it to anybody out there. That is why he doesn't get the love. We all know why he doesn't truly get. Anybody who really knows boxing knows why he actually doesn't get love. It's because he's not entertaining. He sticks to joint. No one's ever discredited his talent. Let's be honest. He's just not
I
attractive.
agree. Nobody has ever questioned that.
Look.
But I want to understand this. Like, so devil. So when most of the LDBC channels claim that Rigondeaux wasn't getting any love, let's put it that way, because he was black, do you disagree with that statement? Right?
Like I said, I agree and I disagree. Let me tell you why. Because it's black people's fault, because they should be the ones fucking supporting him if that's the case. But yeah, if that dude was Mexican and he had beat Donaire like that, he would have a whole shit ton of followers, boring or not. That's just the truth, man.
Okay, I would disagree with that
Do you
comment
agree?
because if you remember, El Títere Vasquez was boring as fuck, and he had a good run for a little while, and nobody was talking about him.
He had a decent run. He still lost, like he never beat anybody at the highest level.
Yeah, exactly. He was never a big, but he didn't get any fan love though, and I don't think he would ever have gotten any love with that style though.
I think if he beat Donaire in the same exact fashion that this dude did, busted the shit out of his face in the last couple rounds, I think he would have had some fans. I honestly do.
Well, we have to agree to disagree because it never happened. So this is all hypothetical, right?
Of
So
course, of course, of
I
course.
mean, look, I thought the win against Dunia was a good win. Um, there was more to that. There was a beef between him and Bob Arum. Bob Arum had a little pull with HBO back then. Oh, he's always had a lot of pull. There's and again, to be fair, I wouldn't know, but there's talks that there was some influence that Bob Arum had to not show Donier fight. I mean, not Donier, excuse me, Rigo, right? But my point is this: look, the only problem that I have, and a lot of the stuff, Devil, I kind of agree, but I also disagree. The same way you kind of agree and disagree with the LDBC, right? About when it comes to it being about race. Now, look, you cannot help how people can identify to a single sport when it comes to a single sport event, right? Like boxing. Um, there's all kind of fans. Me, I'm Puerto Rican. I've never really, with the exception of Trinidad, never really rooted for a fighter because he's Puerto Rican. You understand what I'm saying? Trinidad was different. It wasn't only because he was Puerto Rican. I loved his style. When I met him too in person, he was a cool person. He came from the same hometown as my grandfather, so there was like that little bit of connection there, right? So I liked him for all those reasons, and he was an exciting fighter. But then there's other guys that kind of just because the fight is Puerto Rican. I'm using Puerto Rican as an example because of myself. That only root for fighters because they're Puerto Rican. That's just the way it is. Okay. Now the thing that I don't like about the LDBC, me personally, or any group, any people that consider themselves a group, right? And they get into this ideology that it has to be followed. Now, I get it. That doesn't mean every LDBC member is the same. Some are going to have different opinions, but it seems like the core of them is that the motto is we support black fighters, which is there's nothing wrong with that. You can support whoever you like, and that's for any race. Um, and second, we want to boycott boxing. We want to boycott De La Hoya because we think he's racist. Um, um, Other fights because it has to do with it doesn't have anything to do with black fighters, right? You know what I'm saying? Or they take that as there should be two black fighters in that spot over that fight, and the reason why is because they're non-blacks. That's the problem that I have. You have no proof of that. That's just you speculating and saying I'm going to boycott it. Now you could do whatever you want, but don't expect people to sit there and be like, "Yeah, I totally agree with you." Or if I disagree with you, that means I'm a racist. No, I disagree
or a
with you
coon,
because I think you're
there's a lot of
right or
black.
a coon.
I've met a
But
lot of black fight boxing fans that they don't
yeah,
like
they've
the
been called
LDBC
coons.
because every time they disagree with something, they're called coons.
Dude, I
Listen,
witnessed this with my own eyes. I heard a guy get called a coon one time. Right? This has nothing to do with boxing. And if you knew who this guy was, like if you knew him, I know him from the area. If you knew who this guy was, you know definitely for sure he ain't no coon. As a matter of fact, he would be a person that I disagree with 90% of the time, right? Somebody called him a coon. He turned around and knocked that motherfucker out. The dude made a mistake. He didn't realize who he was talking to. You know what I'm saying? He didn't realize. It's just that on this one issue, he disagreed. This one issue, he was like, "No, I disagree with that." And da. He said, "You fucking coon." And he turned around and knocked his fucking head off. He almost killed that boy.
Because
That's how hard he hit him.
the
He's like,
emotions
"Yo,
are
don't ever call me that shit. You don't even know who you're talking to."
the emotions are so high that once you just hear a little disagreement, all of a sudden the emotions come out and you're this, you're that. They start calling you names. They're very emotional. It's been built
listen,
up to be emotional, man.
Yeah, just because I
listen.
disagree with you don't mean that I don't agree. There could be a lot of things me and you agree on. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. I may not agree with you on certain things. That doesn't make me a coon or a sellout or anything. Maybe my way of doing things is better. You never know until you try it.
Nobody knows about that more than me. Trust me. At being half white and just trying certain shit, believe me, nobody knows about that stupid coon's detrimental words to the black community. Hold up, ambulance.
God's sake, man! Everybody seems to be part of.
Yeah,
Like,
there's always sirens in the background, man.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry.
I'm at too. You're not in New York, right?
In Vegas right now.
Oh, okay.
So
Vegas sound like New
Every
York.
show there's sirens, man.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Devils.
so nobody knows about that more than I do. You can't like in the popular black culture, absolutely right. But in the LDBC, it's not necessarily like that. Like actually listen, they disagree with each other all the time. Like the only reason that I have subscribers, I didn't really make videos just to make videos. I made some shit to disagree with Blood in '78 and call me a coon or no shit like that. They just went with it. You know, try to debate back. I just don't feel their black culture. You guys are absolutely right, man, and that shit pisses me off. But in the LDBC, nah, I don't really see it that way, man. You can disagree with them at any point in time, and I don't see them doing that. Maybe I'm wrong to me yet, and I disagree with them all the time.
No, they've come on my channel and call me a coon because they automatically assume that I'm African American.
Oh,
They
yeah?
just want because of my voice.
Right.
I have a I don't know a very deep voice. I'm not showing who I am. I mean,
You sound like you're from New York.
Yeah, I sound like I'm from New York, right? I don't know if they automatically assume because I'm from New York I'm African American, right? But anyway, they've come on my channel and just be like, you're a coon. You know, or you're this, you're a sellout, or you're. And when I tell them Puerto Rican, yeah, you're a Puerto Rican coon, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. You know, it's cool. But I don't say that they look LDBC. The whole concept of the LDBC, and I'm not saying all of them, but the ones that I hear, it's not intriguing to me. It's not an intriguing channel to watch. Now they're popular. I'll give them that. Like they got a lot of subscribers, whether they buy them or not, I don't care. They're pretty popular. But what they talk about when it comes to boxing, right? When it comes to boxing, I have no interest in because I don't think that way. When I watch boxing, I just look at the individual and see if I'm gonna like that person.
Yeah.
Well, nobody agrees with everybody. I support you guys. I listen to you guys. I don't you guys say. Just like I don't agree with everything that they say either. With someone on every, that's a personal problem. That's a like. You understand what I'm saying? That's not.
I understand, and I'm a bit disappointed. I really thought we were gonna be talking to a full-on LDBC fan here, and I'm kind of disappointed. You actually seem like a normal person, so.
I told you, it's not gonna be. Come on here. I told you.
Yeah, you're right. You said that in the chat. Jimmy, what's up, man? Jimmy's back. He's trying to get.
What's up, buddy?
Yo, what's up, man? How are you?
What's going on, bro? Hope you're safe.
What's going on? What's happening, Cameron? Hey, I appreciate what you said in that DM. I just got on Twitter a couple of minutes ago. Hey, listen, I'm in a bad area. I know I'm going to drop the signal. I'm going to call back in like 1 minute, bro.
All right, that's fine.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. So where were we here? Yeah, I'm disappointed with the devil. He said he was going to be an LDBC fanboy. He's actually not really an LDBC fanboy. You're not, man. Let's be honest. The LDBC, a lot of them spew the same hate. The same propaganda that they're all victims, and I understand there's racism. Listen, I'm a Mexican. I live in Canada. I'm a minority. I'm not gonna say there's no racism in the world, but to start bringing that into boxing, that's when I started having a disagreement with these people, because boxing fans are boxing fans, man. How many people love Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, all these black fighters, and they're not black? I don't understand, man.
That usually happens after they retire, though. If we're being honest here, like you have to admit that, and only the bad things stick out when you read them. I read tons of horrible shit that people say about black fighters. No one who makes videos. I mean, I've heard very biased people make videos. Like, boxing is a very race-driven sport as far as the fans go. I won't back down from that. That's untrue. I mean, do you guys agree?
No, I kind of
disagree
agree
with that.
Well, racially and also nationalistic.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
plays a
because you
big
look
part.
at Anthony
It depends
Joshua. I mean,
on
last time I checked, he's black, and he has a lot of white UK fans. And
And he has a lot of
yeah, the
black
UK is
African
very
American fans that hate him.
right, right. Yeah, the UK happens to be very. They're like a nationalist type of fan base, whereas America is a lot more racist in their views, I guess you could say.
that's true. I guess he has to do with the history of it.
But devil's advocate. But that goes both ways. When you see, I'm not saying you say that. When I hear people say racist, they always referring to just whites. Blacks are very racist too. They're very racist
Absolutely,
people. Spanish people are
absolutely.
very racist. I'm Spanish, and I'm telling you right now that they're very racist too. Okay,
I agree.
they have racial point of views. They a lot of people like to stick with their own or root for their own. They like what they like looking at what they look like or what their family looks like. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. But
Absolutely.
to complain about it is pointless to me, right? Like, you'll never hear me complaining about, oh, that Puerto Rican boxer ain't getting no love because only Puerto Ricans watch him. I mean, that's his problem. You know what I'm saying? That's his problem. If it's just the way it is. If boxing fans want to choose what they like, that's what they're gonna do. You know, in sports in America, it's something like you said. You said that African Americans don't care about boxing. I would take it a step further. I would say most people in America don't care about boxing anymore. They just don't. The best athletes are playing other sports now. You know, the best athletes that are coming out of America are going to the NBA, right? They're going to the NFL. They're playing baseball now. You know what I'm saying? They don't want the boxing route where so yeah, the quality might be not as good anymore. And that's been happening for the last couple of decades. If you really look at it, and that's why people say the old school boxers, they're talking about America. The old school boxers are they're the better fighters, even though I kind of disagree in terms of technique, right? In technique, I disagree. But as time goes by in America, all other sports became very popular. We live in America today, and you know this, Devil's Advocate, that the NFL is the most popular sport in America.
By far.
Yeah.
By the way, Jimmy, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm back. I was going through the Callahan Tunnel. If you guys have been to Boston, it goes underneath Bay. You know what I mean? The harbor here in Boston, so you lose everything.
So as you know, HBO is finally dead.
What did they? Is that true?
Yeah, after the Jacobs fight, it's over.
Are they really closing on boxing?
Yes, sir.
Oh shit!
Yeah, bro. Just check my tweets, bro. I've been tweeting about it.
Wow. So that's a rumor? That's really fucking. No shit, huh?
It's over. Are you gonna cry?
No, not at all. I'm kind of surprised. No, I'm just kind of surprised. Jim Lampley. I wasn't Wow, no shit. Because it's an end of an era, man. I remember the first fucking time, the first event, HBO Boxing, like 1981, or right around then. Put it this way, I remember when we were watching cable TV, and the remote control had a cable from the control to the fucking to the cable box.
I didn't know that existed.
Oh yeah, that's how when it first came out. When cable first came around, your remote control had a fucking jack right to the way to the box. Yeah, I remember. That's just weird. But Bernie Federico, put it this way, it took me until about 2005 to start thinking of Lampley as the new guy, because for the first 7 years he wasn't the announcer. No, so that's it's just weird. Yeah, so no shit, huh? Well, I mean, is anybody surprised? So it kind of makes me question. It kind of makes me question, why did they suck Canelo's ball so hard out the door? What was that? You know what I mean? Like, why was Max Kellerman so up in fucking his feelings on Canelo? And I don't know. It was weird. It's like, I don't know.
Maybe they didn't know.
They would handle that difference.
Maybe they didn't know yet. At that point, they still didn't know that they were going to stop.
That's what I was thinking, man. Maybe this decision happened after that rematch. You know. Because there was rumors that Golovkin was kind of on it. Wasn't it like more? Wasn't there rumors that Golovkin was on his last fight on his something like that on HBO?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. Yeah, and obviously Canelo's the biggest draw in boxing, isn't he? So.
And wow, so yeah, I doubt because Lampley didn't he just get re-signed? Like, wasn't it like just 6 months ago? They just signed him for 2 more years.
To do what?
A contract. I don't know. You don't know what they're saying.
Yeah,
so that's.
right. Well,
Oh, by the way, what are the chances that Lampley's in tears at the last broadcast?
Oh, for sure.
100%.
It's the end of an era in boxing. It's been a
Well,
pleasure.
I mean, it's. I mean, you can see. I mean, first Bob Arum leaving to me was a huge red flag. I tweeted about it when it happened. I'm like, and people are kind of blasé about Arum leaving HBO. That's like, to me, there's something going on. And then when they just kept, and then they were turning down fucking money fights. Telling Gennady he couldn't fight this person or that person. It was just odd. It was just a lot of weird shit happening. But you know what? There is a plus. Is there's always some fucking sunshine on a negative, man. That means we don't have to hear Kellerman fucking talk about boxing anymore.
Jimmy, is that you?
Yes, sir.
God damn. Jimmy's like 6'5", 280 pounds, all muscles.
What's that? Oh, no, dude, I'm a short motherfucker. I'm Mickey's height. On the pitch, you mean? Yeah, no, that's...
Yo, I think...
No, I'm a fucking... No, that's what's weird. No,
I would say you should fight Joshua right now.
If I was turned sideways, I mean, from my height, yeah, no, I was one of those fucking weirdos who was wide as I was tall. No, I'm fucking Mickey's height, exactly, same build, except for, I was bigger. But
Is that you now or in the past?
No, that was me right before my motorcycle. That was the night before my motorcycle accident. That's where that picture holds. I was almost killed. I was mid-flighted. It was horrible.
Hey, Kyle, I'm gonna mute you because there's some background noise.
All right, go ahead.
But
Devil.
But anyway, so
that's not me. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, no, it was that was me clean too. I wasn't on the shit. When I was on the juice, I was like one of those. I got like freaky big where like it was way past normal. It was like when girls start finding you attractive and guys come up to you and say, "Dude, what do you bench?" You know what I mean? Like if
Was it once you couldn't still wipe your ass when you couldn't do it? There's like, okay, that's it.
Well, no, you actually know. I had friend Jay Cutler. I'm sure you guys heard of him.
Yeah.
He's right down the road in Worcester. In fact, I was working at the fucking gym when he showed up on that. I'll never forget his little. He was a skinny dude, but he could tell he had the body type. And he just started taking the shit at like 16, 17. And he blew up. But he was the first guy I knew who couldn't wipe his ass like that anymore. He'd have to go pull the old hug the nuts and fucking wipe routine. Because it does get that bad. I mean, I at one time had a 29-inch waist and a 54-inch back and a 20-inch arm.
Damn.
So, yeah.
What was your highest weight? Like, what did you peak at highest weight ever?
My highest weight, I go by body. Like, I was just under 2% body fat at 5'7" at 209 pounds. So I was like fucking 200. I was walking around then about 230, 235. I mean, I never like bench press because it's a waist. That's a powerlifting exercise. You want to put on mass. It's all about like stretching the muscle. So I used a lot of dumbbell workouts. A lot of like stuff like that.
Dumbbells is what gives you the.
One of the best. If you guys ever want one of the best chest workouts you ever do.
Crying.
Oh, that ain't me.
No, that's not me. That's not me.
What's happening?
No, I hear a baby crying in the background. I'm serious.
That's Devil. That's Devil, man.
Devil. I muted him. I thought, yo, Devil, you mind muting your mic if you're not gonna be talking?
Oh.
No, he's gone off, man. He's jumped off.
He's gone, man. No,
he's got good insight, man. I like listening to that guy, man.
Yeah, I wanted to talk more with this guy because I was gonna ask Jimmy about HBO dying. And Jimmy, I don't know if you know this, but you know who the LDBC is or are?
Yes, the Lions Den boxing community, I believe.
Yes. Now they are claiming that they are the reason why HBO died and Showtime also. I guess, yeah, they are the reason why HBO died.
Well, I mean, everybody's got to have a reason for existing. I mean, really? Okay, hey, if that's what you really believe, that's pretty sad. That you would think that, like, oh my God, man, this is a fringe sport, and those people aren't even considered. Do any of them get credited? I mean, credentialed for fights? And if they do any of them have articles in what you would consider a legitimate fucking source? I mean, like Cameron not to fucking shit on those fucking LDBC guys, but I've heard enough of them where I can tell you right now, Cameron has forgotten more about boxing than I've heard from those fucking clowns. Because to me, the most part, it's about dissension and fucking dislike, and they don't ever really break down fights. It's all about breaking down each other, and they're usually beefing with each other too. I mean, I try to like, they're going to talk about boxing. They usually start out attacking somebody else. It's a bizarre whole thing. But
it's true what Jimmy said. I've heard them. Like,
it's crazy.
I've gone on a few podcasts with with Low Place, and some of them will come on. Well, to be fair, I don't know if there were some of them. I think one of them came on, and all they like to do is yell. It's just yell over each other, and that's that's where the argument comes in. In order to have a dialogue, you need both people. You need more than one person just talking, and it's like and you got to let somebody also. You got to let them speak. And Jimmy said something so funny to me. It reminded me of when I was in the university. You know what university I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So one day I'm like in the lunchroom, and I think I stayed there a little too long. And there's this guy there. He's like talking about this girl that he was banging when he was out, and he's like, "Yeah, man, her mother hates me. You know what I'm saying? This and this and that. I took her virginity. I ruined her life." He even said I ruined her life, and the CEO said, he goes, "Well, you got." He said, "Well, I mean, you do have to live for something. All I know is you guys got to get the fuck out of here, though. Get out."
What did you guys have? 11 minutes? That's what we used to give. That's what they had in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
11
it
minutes.
was something like that. I forgot.
And once you sat down, you couldn't get back up too. Like you didn't get up and go get your salt.
I think we overstayed by like 11 minutes. They used to have like a time limit or something.
Yeah, because get them in like cattle, because you know what I mean. Because you don't feed the whole prison at the time. Now they move the cots. They just bring the food right to the fucking.
So when you said that reminded me of that incident. I never forget that CEO saying, "Well, you gotta live. You gotta do something." No, he said it like this. Like he goes, "Well, you gotta do something while you're alive. Get out."
Well, and now you're talking about some of those guys. Doesn't like one of them, that Ego kid? Doesn't he have like 70,000 plus subscribers, or if not more?
Yeah, that's what I was listening to today. Yeah,
that those kind of numbers, when you start running up around 6-figure numbers in YouTube, in reality, you should be able to make a living off that, right? The fact that he doesn't get as many hits tells you something, and the fact that he's not credentialed tells you everything you need to know. The fact that, remember, because this is boxing, it's a weird sport that we don't have a governorship or anybody overruns it, so the promoters it's all fucking intertwined, but no promoters are calling up Ego and saying, "I want you seen at my event." You know what I mean? Because whether you like Steve Kim or not, that motherfucker knows boxing. And it's, when promoters want him, they want the Dan Raphaels, the fucking Steve Kims, because of the names.
At least Michael Montero, who a guy I disagree with, at least he goes to these boxing events. And he gets press credential. He doesn't even have that many subscribers.
And Mike's well, know what it is? Mike's because, and Mike's a friend of mine. I met him out in person and stuff. I like Mike, and he's a stand-up dude, ex-Marine and whatnot. Because he was smart. But he never even denies. He says in his videos, "I owe my success because of my connections." He's friends with Steve, Cam, and Dougie, and through hard work, and he's on them with Ring magazine. So I tell Mike, my biggest problem, Mike, is not to divert, but sometimes he lets the shit said about him. I said, "Mike, you're going to notice the bigger you get, the more hate you're going to get." And it's hard for someone who prides himself as a good man to take abuse. So sometimes I think he answers back to that too much. That's why I would never do nothing like that, because I'd be like fucking hunting motherfuckers down and shit, dude. Well, you live Rhode Island, huh? Okay. Road trip.
I only went after
Mike. Front of your house with a fucking ball peen hammer.
I only went after Mike for one issue, and that was it. And that was on his Povetkin situation.
Yeah, that blew up in his face. I told him was
we tried to give him the information, and he refused not to. I guess he was just he wanted. That was already
took such a stance. Yeah, that was already took such a stance on that. I didn't agree with what he was saying either. And I count him as a friend. I told him, I was like, "No, Mike, I think blinders on. And did you notice the different response with Canelo? I mean, he was DMing people and trying to reach out to as many people as he could. And he even told me, he's like, I'm not going to run that mistake again. I'm going to be much more informed. But
yeah.
But
especially now.
Jimmy, what do you make of Saunders' failed test today?
I'm sorry, brother. What's that?
What did you hear about Billy Joe Saunders' failed
No,
test?
I no, really, no shit. Yeah, no, I've been
Get
fucking
this for a nasal
busy.
Yeah, it's for. Let me get it up, man. You might know it because I know you're quite clued up about it. Sort of. Let me get the. It's called Oxil something.
It's
man.
something you
So
add
something-
into nasal spray.
Yeah,
You
it's
ever heard of
Oxy
Flonase?
something.
You ever heard of Flonase, Jimmy?
Yes.
That's for people for. Okay, so what they put in Flonase.
Well, there's a bronchial diagulator in those. What will sometimes trigger off like a clenbuterol, the pop dirty for clenbuterol, or in that family of drug. That's because it's an inhaler. It opens up your bronchial tube. I mean, I'm saying everything wrong. You guys know what I'm talking about. But it's the same thing with clenbuterol. It does the same thing. So that's why it popped. But then again, isn't that on the ban list? I would imagine, unless he's saying it's cross contamination.
Yeah, it is on the ban list.
If it's on the ban list, then it's then you're running a risk by taking it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of hard. Like you really got to hold these guys' feet to the fire for that. And then I find out, then I hear that. Well, I'm sure you guys heard too. I guess Peter Nelson. This is what I was told. Peter Nelson, all the fucking people from the WBC, IBF, WBA, and Golden Boy had a big dinner the night before Triple G out in Vegas. And they were all there. And Teddy Atlas was on Joe Rogan saying, this is a regular thing. He says every big fight, whoever the main promoter is, it's almost become like, like people, they do business trips and they want to get all the comps possible. So they're bringing their girlfriends and shit, and it becomes a big event. But you're sitting, now imagine, like he said, imagine if that was the NFL and you're fucking, there's like, the owner of the Patriots sitting there with the officials the night before, paying for their food and drink.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
If that happened in the NFL, oh Lord!
Imagine that, dude. Like, so
can you imagine?
There needs to be so much more transparency in this sport, and I think HBO sees that. And it's like, okay, listen, boxing, and I love boxing, man. It's been in my family for over 100 years. It's decade after decade is in the red light district. You know what I mean? Like Jimmy Cannon said, boxing is the red light district of sports.
It is, man.
And the mob got cleaned out of this shit in the 70s. Here we are in 2018, and there's no punishment for anything. There's nobody holding anybody's feet to the fire. There's nobody crossing. It drives me nuts. And I think HBO's had enough of it. It's a dirty sport, and I think they don't want that image. In today's SGW, whatever, social justice warrior attitude, I think they just want to distance themselves from that sport. And again, I said Floyd Mayweather didn't help the situation. There was rumors about it when he was the face of boxing, still fighting on boxing. Yep. There was rumors then that HBO executives were like, listen, do we really want, because this is like, he's the face of the sport and he's a woman beater. Right?
Yeah, so, that's why he never got any sponsors.
And then on top of that, I know Floyd Mayweather fans don't like to hear this. He wasn't worth it when they came. Now look, I'm talking about in the ring. Outside the ring, the money was flowing. I mean, he had a way. You got to give the man credit. He had a way of selling fights, right? I mean, he had some help from that. HBO did a good job promoting him, and when he went to Showtime, they did the same thing too. But Floyd Mayweather wasn't worth it in terms of what he could do in the ring. This was a guy who was trying to protect his zero. He never fought like a guy who was trying to beat your ass, trying to be great. He did it a couple of times when he was younger. When he got older, it was all about protecting his old. That's it.
But like you said, he made a lot of money. But who was it made for? Himself. Mm-hmm. It's not like he didn't like perpetuate the sport. He didn't step out saying, you know what, I'm going to fight. Let me pass the torch on to another African American. Let me fight Spence, even if I take the O.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for saying that. I always said this. If you guys want to get Earl Spence real famous, tell Floyd to fight him. Tell Floyd to fight Earl Spence.
Floyd's so insecure, he wouldn't fight anybody that would allow that. He fought
Earl Spence at this point will beat him. Let's be honest. I think he'll beat him. I think he'll beat Floyd. So that would make him a star. You know what I'm saying? That would make him a huge star.
He's going to be the. Can you imagine? I don't care how old Floyd is right now. Floyd is 40 years old, 41, 1 or 2, right? You put that under his resume, instead of trying to get the Pacquiao fight. Sorry for the sirens, guys. I'm in Manhattan. You know the deal. I'm in my office. So
New York nature,
bro. But my point is, shit, I almost lost my train of thought. Anyway, you want to get, instead of trying to make a fight, I got it. Instead of trying to make a fight with Pacquiao, a total different promoter, a total different, network and all that. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you make the man that's closer to him fight him? And maybe it was discussed. Maybe Al Heyman, who knows, right? Maybe Al Heyman was like, dude, you could really be doing me a great favor if you fought Earl Spence, because that would he'll be the next big thing. Why don't Floyd Mayweather? In fact, we should all call for it. Floyd Mayweather should fight Earl Spence Jr. That's who he should be fighting next.
Because Heyman has the same want of helping the sport as Floyd does. Heyman's in this for the money, and the money. I don't know if he has children because he's so private. He's in this for the bucks. Do you think he honestly cares what happens to this sport after he leaves it?
Oh, no.
No way, man. You can tell he doesn't care about it when he's in it. It's about the dollars to him.
No, and I agree. But you see, Jimmy, they're missing the chance. If they want to extend this to make more money, the way
pass the torch.
You got two African Americans.
Absolutely.
One old great passing it on to the new potential great African American fighter.
Let's be real, though. Let's be real. You talk about how Mayweather would be old and then Spence beat him. People say he was old, but let's be honest. You look at Pacquiao. He's had a lot of losses. He lost to Horn. Say if Crawford fought him, even if Crawford beat Pacquiao now, it would still propel his international appeal. Because it's
absolutely.
It's the name.
Absolutely. Of course it will.
So see how Pacquiao's doing the same thing. Pacquiao, listen, you know what? I know a lot of people like him and stuff. I was kind of away from the sport when he got made to his climb, but I see him the same as I see Floyd. He's a fucking mercenary. Everything he does is a mercenary. The way he treated, listen, I'm all about respect, like I truly am. I know I flipped out the other night, but I'm like, my word's my bond, and if I'm out with you, you're my boy. Someone hits you, you fucking might as well be hitting me. You know what I mean? That's just how I am, right? So to see him fucking not even drop a phone call to Freddie when his mom died, and all the nights Freddie's mom cooked for them when they were at the gym, when you're training, that's some personal shit. You're in each other's business. You become like you're arguing with each other, trainers and shit, because they're together. He knew his family, and for his mother to die, because for this way, Freddie actually talked about it. So you know how much that must have bothered Freddie, because he's mentioned it to people like, I never even heard a fucking phone call from him. That crushed him, I'm telling you right now. So that says a lot about Pacquiao's character. The fact that how come he isn't worrying like, hey, Bob, you made me hundreds of millions of dollars. I know it's all fucking gone and I owe the government money. Let me help you out, Bob. So that's why Bob's like, you know what? Fuck Pacquiao. It was always about him. And he's proven it now. The fact that these two are going to meet again, I hope they sink so much money into this and it just doesn't make the money. It's not going to make the money that the first one did. I think they're fooling themselves that they think it's going to have that same kind of mass appeal. No way. It doesn't do a quarter of the pay-per-view numbers.
Especially after the first one was a stinker. I mean, now they're even older. I mean, people aren't that stupid. I mean, I know most people are stupid, but not that stupid.
I mean, it's still going to do, 2 million buys on pay-per-view, you'd have to say, maybe?
What's this? So you guys are talking about Floyd and Pacquiao going to fight again, right? Is that official or what? What's the deal?
No, but it's almost official.
You could tell.
Okay, that's a good question. How many pay-per-view numbers do you think that would make?
I'd say about 1.5 to 2, maybe 3 all wide world. But the problem is they can't have it in the United States because that's the problem. Because he can't, because they'll say, okay, fuck you. I don't even know if they'd arrest him at this point if he came back to the country. True. He owes fucking like $28 million, and that's going to be start. Hey, and that's compounded daily. You know what I mean? Like, so this motherfucker can end up owing the IRS $100 million. So he might never come back into this country.
Holy Christ!
So the fact that they're gonna have to hold it in Dubai and it's fucking packed, you know what I mean? Does Mayweather really want to go do that? I don't know, but they'll have to do it somewhere else. So it's not gonna have the same kind of match. Listen, you want the biggest fights have to be held in Vegas. End of story. Because of the whales go out there and spend the money. That's where that site fee comes. Because those Japanese come in and spend $1 million a night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't be the same.
Nope.
Dubai. I mean, who's gonna fly over there? Fuck.
So that's what they're thinking about having to fight overseas, right? Is that what?
Yeah, I would think Dubai because it's the casinos there and the money and the Arabs. They will spend money, but then now you're talking about who's going to buy it in the United States because if it would have to be on a time delay, but then everybody knows with instant media because unless you really want to watch the fight when it happened, I think it's like 3:00 in the morning. I don't know actually, it could be 3 in the afternoon. But yeah, so there's a lot of logistics to work out to make that happen where it can't happen in the States. Mexico wouldn't do it to piss off the government. They wouldn't do it something like that, but
yeah, I don't know. Hey, precisely there, man.
Yeah, how's my mic?
Perfect.
Mic
What's
check.
up,
Mic
everybody?
check.
What's going on, man?
Just listening to the show. It was kind of painful there for a moment, but it's all good now.
So you don't want to talk about HBO dying and the LDBC being responsible for this?
Look, man, that's a typical loser trait. Take credit for shit you ain't done, man. You know that's just what losers do. So fuck those losers, man. Those kids got a vivid imagination, and it's a miracle they've been able to figure out how Google Hangout works.
All right, so now we're talking about the rematch Pacquiao Mayweather. Any thoughts on that, Precise?
Woohoo! Next. Look, I'll say this much about HBO. I don't know the extent of, their budget problems and all the politics, all that stuff. But me as a fan, seeing HBO constantly rob their stars or allow their stars to be robbed and then, pull the same fucking narrative to justify these robberies, that turned me off big time from boxing in general. Fuck HBO. And I know I'm not the only one. So HBO just dug its own fucking grave on many levels.
I just said the same thing, brother. I just said the same thing, man. Turned me off big time. Got me really like, I just don't have the same passion. It just takes a little out of me. Like I said, I walked away from this sport for 8 years. I didn't even see fight. The first time I ever saw Pacquiao fucking fight, I told this story once, was the night he got knocked out. After years of my buddy saying, dude, you gotta check this guy out. I'm like, all right, boom. And he got slept. I stood up like, yeah, there you go. But I heard how good he was, but I just got so fucking sick of all the bullshit. And after Mickey retired, I was like, you know what, I could use a break. And but shit like that happened, though, and then the justifications, and then you hear about them all out to dinner the night before, yucking it up, all the fucking culprits. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the market...
sorry.
No, it's all good, man. And the market is changing, now everybody's streaming. I don't think they were ready to go through those changes and adapt and try to compete in a completely new market. It was just time, and they probably make so much money off all the shows they got anyway. It's good riddance. Good riddance.
It's politically the whole place has been taken over. You got the fucking guy from Game of Thrones complaining there's not enough gay actors in it.
Yeah,
it's not good. It's like they're just trying to stay relevant. Wicked.
HBO's taking this political route. They're taking this political route that's very unpopular, and maybe they saw it as like boxing. Like Precise said, some of the challenges with the new market and all that. They're probably like they didn't even see it as worth it anymore. And he's right. A lot of their star fighters were robbed. They were robbed and for political reasons, I believe. And it's like fuck HBO.
Well, I'm gonna go fucking InfoWars on you. I'm gonna go that deep. Time Warner. Hey, Time Warner hates Trump, right? Because of sanctions and they're a conglomerate in that whole, they're a globalist. You know what I mean? They want the fucking free
Echo
world
chambers
economy.
globalist.
Exactly, man. So because of that, right? They hate Trump, and Trump has never denied his favorite sport is boxing. All the posts in in the White House, he has the picture of him shaking hand with Tyson all in the hallway. His ode to Trump and all his boxes. So it's like he loves boxing. He tweets about it, and I'm like, fuck it. I think they hate him that much. I don't think that had much of a decision, but I'm sure that didn't help it when they were thinking about you want to get rid of the sport. I mean, everybody hates this motherfucker.
They're gonna make golf illegal now.
And it's just the SCWs, man. It's a violent sport. I saw the ending. I'm surprised they haven't gone after the sport.
That's a
when I
good
saw
point.
them going
It's a
after
violent
fucking,
sport.
when I saw them going after fucking Little League, I mean, Pop Warner football, the numbers are just crashed. Parents are just so afraid Johnny's gonna get a concussion. So what? Your kid, he doesn't fall out of trees when he's at the house. He doesn't get a helmet on there. You know what I mean? When we were kids, right? We had rock fights. You threw rocks at each other. So what the fuck? But these parents are trying to fucking to control everything. It just so you ain't seeing American parents putting their kids into the game. The goal is to put the other kid in a concussive state. You know what I mean? So that's why you're seeing the turn on American fighters. The quality isn't the same like you see with Europeans right now, in my opinion, for that reason. You got to go the lower economic things. It's just how it is. What did George Collins say? For every great black boxer, there's an American Indian waiting to kick his ass.
Yeah. There's always somebody poorer.
Right? So
that's ready to whip his ass.
Yeah. In some cases, you know what I mean? It's the only way. Profit, right?
It's a poor man's sport. Yeah, it is. It was like that, and then what happened was great athletes were getting involved with boxing, and then they saw other avenues, right, where you can make a lot of money and not have to box. Then the Eastern Europeans were their best athletes, the guys that know how to play fucking soccer for 90 minutes nonstop, said, boxing is a sport I can get into, and they brought that high elite level athleticism into the game, and it's just the way it goes. It has its ebbs and flows, but I just don't like how people could attribute this to racism all the time. Look, man, everybody's gonna have their favorite fighters for whatever reason. Yes, nationality, race sometimes has a lot to do with it, but there's other factors as well. Who
would you say the best American boxer? For me right now, today, it's Crawford. That's who my vote for what it's worth.
Yeah.
For what it's worth,
I agree.
I'm gonna say Terrence Crawford, in terms of boxing skills, is the best American fighter.
Now you look at his past, right? Now you I don't know if you read any stories of his past, man. He went through some hard shit, man. His mother was hard and heavy, man. She admits it. She was like, I was running the streets. It was one of those situations where his grandmother was more his mom.
She was a bad mother.
Yep, she openly says it. He was running the streets. The only structure he had in his life was when that trainer took him in. That was the only discipline he had, and he would use it against him. Like, you fuck up at school, you can't spy, you can't do so. A lot of it, like, you see why that wasn't like a great athlete at a prep school saying, am I going to do lacrosse? Am I going to do football? No, it was either am I going to prison or I'm going to save this kid, with his trainer. Like I say, so you see a lot of that. You see a lot of the stories tied to, I was a violent kid, I didn't have things, this was what controlled it. And a lot of, like, Kazakhstan, I'm sure isn't like fucking, Hollywood. I'm sure it's probably economically depressed, especially after the curtain fell. So they were kind of behind us. So a lot of the same thing, violent streets, the mob ran everything. And
that's why I love the kickboxing. When I got into kickboxing, I noticed that there was guys that were in there because they loved the sport, not because they were poor, economically poor or anything like that. It was about the sport itself. So you had to be very skilled if you wanted to be a successful kickboxer. I'm not saying that kickboxing is better than boxing or whatever. I'm just saying that in terms of the competitors, the guys that would go in there and fight, these were guys that just loved the art of kickboxing. Yes, there's some poor people that of course entered kickboxing, but it's not the sole reason. Where boxing, it seems like that's the sole reason.
People are overrating this whole "I'm from the streets" thing, so I'm gonna be
Yeah, it
good
is
at sport.
overrated.
Because when you look at MMA, man, a lot of the successful guys they come from money, man, and or like middle class families. They're not broke or anything. They're not from the ghetto, and they're doing well. So it's overrated, man. It is how it used to be, and it just so happens that a lot of boxers they come from, that sort of milieu. But so what, man? You could be rich and you could kick ass. It
No,
really doesn't
no,
matter.
no, absolutely, oh, absolutely, dude. And I didn't mean to sound like that's where it's all coming from for that, but I'm saying usually in this country, it's all I can speak of, and especially this area,
Yeah, it
all the
is.
gyms have closed because the parents here won't put their kids in boxing.
The boxing,
So even
yeah.
if they're
No,
good
I
athletes,
understand
you know what
that.
I'm
I
saying? So
understand
it's
that.
usually kids. It's usually kids who don't have to worry about what their parents say. Because I know there's not a parent I know who would let their kids fight. And I try it Jimmy, stop teaching them how to box. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm in the other room,
And I hate to sound racial on this, but if you want to know why, one of the reasons why, I hear this a lot, why there's not like a white American boxer, well, their parents won't let them do it. That's one. That's
It's
one of the
exactly the
reasons.
reason.
They won't allow, they're not going to say, hey, little Steve, I'm going to take Steve and at 7 years old and start teaching him how to box. No,
And if
it's
you
like little Steve, I want to teach him how to throw the ball, baseball or football.
and if it is white people, it's generational because their father was in it, their grandfather
Right,
was
and if
in
it
it. You
is
know what
white
I'm
people,
saying?
it's generational. Exactly. It
Exactly, like
is.
my family. So I was born into it, but nobody else
The
I knew.
Irish. Look at the Irish. When the Irish came here, they were all about boxing. The Italians as well.
Even
They
Jewish, man. The Jews
huh?
were.
Yeah,
Jewish
even the
boxers
Jews.
too.
Even
Yep,
the Jew. Yeah, there were some
absolutely.
Jewish boxers that came in, and they were like, this is the way out. But as you've been in a society for a very very long time, and you start your ethnic group starts to find other avenues to make money, the desire for the sport leaves. And because it comes, like you said, it comes from a poor, at least in America, it comes from a poor background.
I mean, it's a tough way to make a living. I mean, you're getting punched in the face at the end
Yeah.
of the day, right?
But
So I mean, it
look at
takes you.
Vasil Lomachenko. Look at Lomachenko. Lomachenko's not poor. He doesn't come from. I mean, I'm not saying he was rich coming up, but he was not like some poor kid who came from the Ukraine in some ghetto of the Ukraine or whatever, and was like, basically didn't know when the fuck he was gonna get his next meal. No, he came from a disciplined father. It looks like there's some military background, even the way in terms of the way they train and all that. And look at the great fighter that he is. I mean, I don't care how street you are. If you don't know what you're doing, Vasil Lomachenko is gonna whip your fucking ass. That's it.
I hate when they use the street as like like they're taking that with them into the ring. You know what I mean? When they do that shit, it's like, all right.
Like, dude, this is not a street fight, okay?
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, kid?
Oh, it's Boxing
What's going
Style.
on, man?
Yeah, I forgot about boxing. So, what's up,
Boxing
man?
Style, is that you?
Yeah, bro. What's up? What you guys doing?
Yeah, I gotta go.
This is like the 50th time you say that shit.
Yeah.
Well, we also have John Gonzalez, who's probably doing something crazy.
I got a theory about this Mayweather versus Pacquiao. You guys want to hear it?
Sure.
Of course.
This is okay. Here we go.
No.
Here it goes. It might be true. It might not be true. I think Mayweather's bleeding a lot of money, and obviously this could be a possible truth, but we don't know this. But here's why. I think what's happening with Oscar with the Canelo and Triple G fight, right? They made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Mayweather's jealous of this shit because his promotion ain't doing a lot of money. He's actually bleeding out money, giving out money to his fighters. So what he's doing is like, okay, I got no big fighter that could produce a lot of draw. So what am I gonna do? I'm the only fighter that could draw all this money. Sorry about this, Jim.
Oh no.
I'm the biggest draw, right? Floyd is the biggest draw technically as a fighter, but as a promoter, he doesn't have like what Oscar has, the Mexican fan base, the huge Mexican. I think Oscar, honestly, in my opinion, I think Oscar's the biggest promoter right now. I could be wrong about this, but I think
I think in
Oscar's.
America he's up there.
No,
Well,
I mean,
I would say Eddie Hearn is right now for money. You would have to think Hearn. He's probably down.
Jim, because you know why? Because he has the Mexican. Yeah, he has so many connections in Hollywood. All this, you know, it's too much, bro. Hearn, I don't think he's at that level yet. He's not at that caliber yet. I think Oscar is in that. Yeah.
You could be right, but as far as Floyd goes, man, Vegas is taking all his money, man. The dude loves to gamble, and we all know the house always wins. So he's losing millions of dollars fucking gambling.
Just his
That's where his money's going. It always happens this way. This is the classic fucking boxer story.
Yeah.
They get involved in gambling and they go broke.
Precisely. Don't you see the connection with Conor McGregor, and then he pulls off. And then right after, like right before the Canelo versus Triple G fight, the first one, and then now he's pulling off this shit.
Well, he's always timed his publicity stunts, you know, accordingly. So yeah, this is not new.
I mean, just look at he leases a bus. I mean, he has the TMT bus. He just showed last year. He leases a plane. He leases 3 $1 million cars. His Vegas fucking nut, just like what he said. Never mind just the gambling. What his fucking house must call, the jewelry, the taxes he has to pay, and he has no income. He has no income stream.
He has I think he has watches like that cost like $1.8 million on their own, like one watch.
Oh yeah, he has a bunch of them. He tweets out on his Instagram that he every now and then he'll go in his closet and just open up his trays of diamond crusted watches. I mean, just really brilliant investment. You know what I mean? Yeah. So of course he has accountants probably call him every month. He's like, dude, you have millions going out every month and you have nothing coming in. This only lasts so long. And then once the taxes, everything started adding up, you go from liquid to borrowing quick. There was a reason he couldn't pay his taxes on the first Pacquiao fight. He had to pay it with the fucking McGregor money. Think about that. He owed 32 million.
I always thought Mike Tyson would commit suicide, but I'm starting to think it's Floyd Mayweather, man. Like if there's a boxer that might commit suicide, would be a guy like Floyd, because it's like you said, Jimmy. He spent so much money that look. If he commits suicide, it's your fault. I'm so sad. It is. No, I'm not. Look, I'm just kidding. I don't know if he ever commit, but it wouldn't surprise me. Is what I'm trying to say. A guy like that, he spends so much money, and he doesn't have that much money coming in. So, Well,
why would you want to make that your persona, right? Why would you want to be known? He went from pretty boy to, you know what I mean, to money. It's like, why would you want that? And then he that's his persona. So, of course, it's everything he's about.
It's cheap culture, bro. It's cheap culture that he's into. That culture of about showing up. Yeah, that's all it is.
Doesn't pay well.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, I mean, if he was smart, he would have invested. He would have fucking take all that money, just live with it.
He's the kind of guy that rather look good and lose than look bad and win. You understand?
Yep.
He if you told him, look, man, why don't you wear $50 jeans instead of buying $1,000 pair of jeans? He'll fucking slit his wrist.
And it's brilliant expenditures. He buys he's got pet tigers. You know what I mean? Like all the Vegas trapping bullshit.
It's stupid. It's just ghetto shit.
Nothing that holds value. Nothing with intention value. The minute he buys it, you drive it off the lot. It drops. Everything he owns, he'll sell it for probably less than what he paid for. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just insane.
That's all true and shit, but the thing what I'm trying to get at is this promotion thing. He's bleeding out a shit ton of money. That's probably why he's doing this. At the same time, yeah, he's bleeding out a lot of money from other things too. All this, all the merchandise he be buying and stuff.
Didn't he get a girl pregnant?
I don't know. I
heard something about that. He's got some girl pregnant.
But you think Tank Davis wouldn't ask for more money? I think Tank Davis asking for more money, and that's probably why all this little disputes going on, and he's not offering him more money because he can't offer him more money.
Well, isn't Tank Davis done? Didn't he leave? Didn't he tweet out that he left him?
I don't know. I think he's still with that fool.
Oh, is he?
Goes back and forth. I don't know what the hell's going on with these two.
That's a healthy relationship, huh?
Yeah.
Tweet about your bullshit.
You want to join us? You can join us anytime.
It's like,
all right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Tank Davis is trash, man.
Tell us how you really feel about Tank.
You got to give the kid credit. At least he's an exciting fighter. You know, he goes in, he bangs. You know, he don't fight enough.
The boy's he's too busy getting drunk. That's the problem with him.
And making out with Adrian Broner.
Yeah, you got to stay away from that shit. His homosexual tendencies come out when he's drunk. You can obviously see that, you know.
I mean, you guys have to see the fact that, you know, what Oscar has. He has all these fighters, like even the most, like Linares. I'll give you Linares, right? So much draw off of Linares, bro. That's what Lomachenko. Then obviously didn't. I don't know what the numbers were, but I'm pretty sure it was higher than Garcia versus what the fuck was it, Porter?
No. Oh yeah, Garcia Porter.
Yeah, Loma versus Linares was so much better than that. And what happens? Why? He's just jealous, bro. He just can't make that money with his promotion. So Oscar is like eating him up right now.
A lot of these.
That's what's going on.
Oscar De La Hoya was one of those guys that so far has been pretty good, but a lot of these great fighters, when they go into the promotion game, they think that they're going to be just as great as they were in, you know, as promoters. And Floyd Mayweather might be under that impression, and it's like, oh shit, this is not working out. You know, quietly, of course, he'll never admit it, but quietly, he's probably saying, you know, this shit ain't working out for me. I need to make some more money, and that's why, you know, there's a good chance that he's going to fight Manny Pacquiao, which I think he'll lose this time. But
I think so too. I think he'll probably lose this one, but you never know. He could pull off some magical shit out of his ass. He always does it.
Oh, you mean like another IV fluid?
Yeah, no, I mean like another decision.
Well, then you'd have to have the trilogy. It all depends on this one. Oh no. Ugh. Fucking rather brush my teeth with the Brillo pad.
I mean, that fight is.
You guys think?
You said nah, but you're gonna watch it. I'll watch it. I don't give a shit. I'll still watch it. I'm a boxing fan.
I still seen the first one.
I'll watch it. You didn't miss anything, Jimmy.
No, I was telling everybody. I even called into the local radio show. I'm like, stop trying to sell this fight, man. And those guys flew out there. They never talked about boxing, and trust me, they haven't talked about boxing since the local radio show. They were pissed.
That's why this fight. That's why that fight hurt the sport, because there were
big time.
So many casuals were watching, or non-boxing fans. They were watching this fight expecting something great to happen, but we knew this was going to be garbage. And the only reason why we were watching it was because we were intrigued. Yeah, because we're boxing fans, but we knew it wasn't going to be an amazing fight or a fun fight to watch.
And you hit the nail on the head. It absolutely had a negative effect on the sport. Absolutely. The fucking pay-per-view numbers were steadily climbing pretty much for years, and then the bottom fell out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think Canelo will do the numbers he did even post Pacquiao. I mean, post.
And even I got to give him some credit. I got to give the Triple G and Canelo fight some credit, because in this time, they, in the times where you can stream fights, they did over 1 million buys in both fights.
I think they did the same, right? 1.3.
I think they're reporting 1.3 in the first fight, and so far the report I saw on the second fight is over 1 million, 1.1 to be exact.
That's 4 times smaller than Pacquiao and 6 times smaller than McGregor versus Mayweather.
Right.
A lot will have to say in the Fury Wilder. I'm really curious.
But getting back to what Precise said, he said something that caught my attention. He said that they had a history of HBO has a history of robbing their stars. Now I don't know if he meant this, but I see it. This is the way I see that when he made that statement. Their stars were guys like Manny Pacquiao, Kovalev to an extent, Triple G. Okay, in terms of, and I'm not saying Canelo's not a star, because Canelo is a star, but if you look at what Pacquiao was doing, okay, and if you look at what Triple G was doing in terms of selling out arenas, like it's nothing. Okay, Pacquiao by himself was doing close to 1 million buys. You got to understand that. Like, he was doing close to 1 million buys on pay-per-view. Floyd Mayweather always did great numbers with, like, fucking huge stars. So I take that statement as, yeah, HBO did, like, in certain cases, cater to the guy they want to be the star over the guy who's actually the fucking star of the show. And HBO does have a history of doing that, and that's why boxing, boxing is such an unpopular sport, because when you see who's actually the star, when you look at the numbers and what they can do on their own, and what kind of fan base they bring, they always treat that person like shit over the guy who's politically correct. They want to be the star. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, nobody has anything to say.
You should end it with amen.
I took everybody's breath away with that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you guys weren't paying attention. One of the two.
I was like going on and out. Like just in and out. And
I heard
shit.
Boxy Style say, anyway, yeah. Like I was saying.
All right, so anyways, what are we talking about? Canelo, Pacquiao and Mayweather and all that crap. It's like,
Yeah, man, Pacquiao Mayweather's a money grab. That's it.
It's just
The first
it's
fight
like
was
we're
a money grab too. It was just a money
we're in a
grab.
time vortex. You know what I mean? It's like we can't end this cycle of fucking insanity. You know what I mean? It's like going in circles. Jesus, enough. Go the fuck away. It's just, it doesn't do the sport no good. This isn't going to do the sport.
You want to know
no good.
something? You want to know that if you really want to know if Mayweather's really getting all that fucking money they're reporting, why the fuck does he need to keep fighting? Like, think about that. If he really made $300 million and all that is going into his fucking pockets, why does he need to keep fighting? And why he keeps fighting for $300 million?
Yeah, he keeps saying that he has invested it smart, like properly. And so he has investments. He has a lot of money. So why fight that when you're 40 something? Why?
Well, and if he had all these investments, how come he didn't pay his taxes? How come he actually had to have his lawyer go to court and postpone a court trial because it got to the point where the IRS was taking him to court? So there was no like, oh, it's in the mail shit. This was way past that. It got to the point where his lawyer had to say he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. And the only way he can come up with this money is he has to liquidate. It says in court records. You can go on Google. Yeah. We have to liquidate property, or you can give us until this fight. In this, the IRS said yes. So that blows that whole I have money invested, because the judge would have said, okay, cash in an investment. They were talking about having to liquidate property to come up with the money.
And you know what his investments was? I heard him explain it one time. I forgot on who interviewed him. He basically explained his investment is something that anybody could do, literally, right? Come into some money instead of getting paid in all in one shot. You set up like a fixed income. He considers that where you get a certain amount of money every month from that, and if you leave it in the bank, that money could make you money, right, with the interest and all the time. As long as you have it in there, you can make some money every month or whatever. And depending on how much you spend. So I'm like, that's not an investment, dude. That's something anybody could do.
Yeah, exactly.
The funny thing is, he pulled out a check once, and he's like, "This is the $100 million check that I got from the Pacquiao fight." I'm like, you could just write that motherfucking shit down, make it all look like it's real and shit. Look at this check I have, and fucking. I was like, shut the fuck up.
He's a fucking grown ass man who lies in bed with piles of money.
Yeah, what the hell is that about?
You know what I mean? There's some. It's just like, come on, dude. Stop being a stereotype.
I know you're not gonna like me for me, so I want you to like me for.
This is what I got.
What I got. Yeah.
I'm gonna get kind of racial here, but do you think Floyd is giving the right impression? Like I don't want to sound racist, but is he making African Americans look
bad?
Like a certain kind of
race? It depends, Bucho. If you're talking to a black kid that sees everything through race, yeah, of course. He might see that as like, God damn, this fucking black motherfucker is making me look bad, right? Like he could probably say that. But me personally, if Floyd looked like he came from my tribe, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, he's an idiot. That's on him.
I think Ronda Rousey's making African Americans look bad, but that's just me.
She is. Yo, you know who got a beautiful face, but she's just too big as a fucking woman? Layla Ali.
Oh, she's hot, man. I find her attractive.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Cyborg.
That's boxing style. He says
boxing style will take her down. No, I'm saying Layla Ali is very pretty.
I'll put it back over there.
She's just that voice, that height, that manliness that she displays. But face wise, very beautiful woman.
I'm googling her right now because
I'm just talking about the face.
But she was a clown. Though. She never fought anybody. You know what I mean? She was a fucking. She never fought anybody.
She didn't want Ann Wolf. Ann Wolf wanted her head.
Yeah, she never went up against anybody. You know what I mean? She was just like more. She was posing in bathing suits back in the day.
Well, then again, man, when she said, "Look, I'm not gonna find that. I'm not gonna." And when Ann Wolf was calling out, maybe Layla Ali said, "Look, I'm not finding that transsexual. You crazy?"
Did you hear Ann Wolf? What's up, bitch? Like, oh.
Yeah,
she sounds like bass in her voice, right? Exactly. I'm not even trying to be funny, man. Bitch got bass in her voice.
She called out Layla Ali. Said, "What's up now, bitch?" I'm like, oh, damn, who the fuck is that? Is that a man? It was Ann Wolf.
I ran D Block for 6 years, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
I went ahead and watched Tyson Fury and Klitschko again, the whole fight. I know it's kind of boring, but not to me. The second time I watched it, it's pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. It was pretty entertaining. I mean, honestly, I think Fury might have a chance with Mr. Wilder with his Wildy hands.
With his wild hands.
Yeah, wildy hands. I think he has a really good chance, man. I think he has a chin on him too that can back it up.
I just don't know how he's going to be able to. Someone in trouble back there.
Wait up. Let me turn.
This boxing styles, he broke into somebody's house while they were there.
Hey, I think Fury outboxes Wilder myself.
That's my prediction.
I give him a good chance. Look, I know Bucho, man. Bucho tempted me to go with Fury because Bucho's just like, listen, man. I think this is going to be the guy that exposes him. But I'm going to give the slight edge to Wilder.
If Fury looks like if it's a similar Fury to the one who fought Klitschko, do you change your opinion, your prediction?
If the Fury that beat Klitschko, hell
yeah, somewhat similar.
Yeah, he beats.
So that's the thing. So the only reason why you're choosing Wilder is because
activity.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, activity. It's not because Wilder's a great fighter, because he's a great puncher. He has a hell of a punch, but he's not a great boxer. I mean, come on.
The whole thing with Wilder is that eventually he's gonna land that right hand. That's what
the thing is though. Is he gonna take that though?
Like people make it sound like that right hand is an automatic.
Yeah,
it's not. No, it's not. It's not an automatic knockout. I'm still waiting for him to fight somebody that, number one, has age that's similar to him. They're a little older or around his age, maybe younger by a couple of years or whatever. And somebody.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but Stavern was a nobody.
But he went 12 rounds.
Right, he went 12 rounds with him, and he actually looked good boxing.
I'd like to see him fight that kid Alfie or Jeffy, the kid who the guy bailed out of the ring on. Give him a few more fights.
He's from Africa.
Nigeria or Africa, Guyana.
I think he might be from Nigeria too.
Nigeria, no, he's a fucking beast of a dude.
He might be too. He might be. He's just not experienced enough.
Thing Fury's saying he's gonna keep knocking out. Obviously everybody says this shit. I'm gonna knock whoever they're fighting against. But Fury's like, really, I think he's genuine when he says he's gonna knock out Wilder. I think he has something that he's gonna pull.
But didn't he just go 10 rounds with that dude?
No. He went 10 rounds. I think that fight was he's just trying to get the rounds in. He's trying to get the rounds in.
I just don't see him as a power puncher.
Dude, he never really is a power puncher, but he was about to take out Klitschko if you watch that fight, bro. Watch that fight again, 11th round, when the referee stepped in.
No, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, he has power,
Listen,
bro.
man, I keep telling people this, man. The key to beat the blueprint to beat Wilder, go watch the first 4 rounds of him versus Gerald Washington. Go watch that fight.
Wilder knocks Fury out for me.
Yeah, he probably does. I'm not saying he
I
won't,
think
but
Wilder knocks Joshua out as well, man. I mean, I'm picking him against two Brits, but I just think Wilder stylistically is a problem for both of them, man.
I don't know
he
about that
could
anymore,
be.
bro.
He could be. But listen, he could be. But turns into a boxing match, he's in trouble.
Yeah,
If
of
it turns
course.
into he's in a lot of trouble, man.
Hey,
Wilder's power is just ridiculous.
Cameron, if it was Takam's fight with AJ and instead of Takam it was Wilder at that time, I would say yes. But now I think AJ's confidence is up. Like, do you see how he talked after after his fight ended? He's like, "Who you guys want me to fight?" And the way he said it, it was all confidence. It's like he knows if he fights Wilder right now at that instant, he would have knocked him out. Like he feels that shit. I don't see Wilder. I don't see Wilder beating, especially in Britain. Especially in Britain. He has his endurance and stamina too at the same time.
Joshua has to talk about Wilder because a lot of people
Who's outside?
blame making that fight with Wilder.
Oh, you're cutting off, Cameron.
Hey, let's not forget.
I think he was saying that a lot of people. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, let's not forget Wilder had trouble with Duhaupas' jab.
Yeah. But if you looked at the way Gerald, what I'm saying is, if you looked at the way Gerald Washington was feinting and using that jab, the only thing he was missing was, I think he's very passive as a fighter. He doesn't follow up. He throws one punch at a time kind of guy. Maybe it's because he was afraid of Wilder. But if you look at the way he was fighting for the first 4 rounds, his approach, I think that's the key to beat him, bro. And just be a little bit more aggressive at the same time. That's the key to beat.
Washington fights not to get knocked out instead of knocking out.
Right. And you can't do that with Wilder because if you stay on the outside versus Wilder, he can extend those long, swimming arms and catch you on the end of those punches.
And his unorthodox windmill wacko style, in some ways, works to his benefit because it's so awkward and it comes from angles you're not going to expect it, and he can crack. You know what I mean? And so I think that's and it's always the punch that you don't see that rocks your world.
Yep.
Yeah, but the problem is AJ's conditioning has went up, man. It's not the same stamina that he had like when he fought against.
I totally agree with that, boxer.
Parker, Parker, and
I think he was scared. I think he was scared when he fought Parker.
Parker does hit harder, but he's more of a boxer than a slugger. I'm not saying Povetkin is not a boxer. He's a boxer too, but he's more of a slugger type.
What did Joshua weigh on his last fight against Povetkin?
246.
Was that the lightest he's been? Or?
No, the lightest he was the lightest that of recent that I remember was against Parker when he weighed 242. But you see, what I learned from that fight with Povetkin, what I learned from that fight about AJ is that when it comes to fighters that are coming at him, they're coming at him like that. And let's not forget, Povetkin is a very good boxer. This is a guy who's got a ton of experience on the amateur level and on the professional level. So this was a guy that knew how to box. What happened there was obviously he's too old, but Joshua knows how to defeat guys trying to attack him, to knock him out. He does. When you constantly going at him, if you look at the Vladimir Klitschko fight, although I thought he got a bit of a early call and got away with certain shit in that fight, he just always finds a way to stop guys or beat guys that are constantly attacking him, that they're going for it. And we know that Wilder's going to do that. So Wilder, there's a very good chance that he can hurt Joshua if he doesn't get him out of there early. Joshua's taking him out in the later rounds.
What's the height differential and reach? Are they very similar?
Joshua and Wilder, they're basically the same on everything. Wilder's 6'7", Joshua's 6'6". Reach in terms of total arm reach, wingspan, you got 83 inches for Wilder, 82 for for this kid.
So Wilder's got Joshua with the shorter arms. Okay, just by a little bit. But I would have. He was smart. He should come in at I would come in 234. Then he should come in the smaller and take some of that weight off his upper girdle.
If I was him, I would come. I have to disagree just a little bit. I would come in 245, 240 to 245. I would come in at that weight. I would make him have to I would advise him to come no less than 245.
Yeah, well, I've restarted my internet. Is it okay now?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good. I think Jimmy, you might be right, but for some reason I see it as, you know what? He swings crazy punches, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want him to hit a thicker shoulder, right? Like him being more heavier.
No, I understand. Yeah,
so stay in, right? Stay in. Don't be on the outside of those fucking punches. Have him swing his wild punches. Have him hit a lot of muscles, your arms, your elbows, your shoulder. Make him hurt himself, and where he's like, fuck, I'm not hitting face. I don't think he's a great body puncher. It's just all about the head. He hits you on the head, he's gonna drop you.
Oh, that's his only game. He's gonna come in head hunting.
If I was Joshua, I'd jab mid range, man. Mid range, I'll be jabbing his ass, jabbing. And come in with the overhand right. Jab, overhand right. Jab, overhand right. I'll be trying to do that.
You just got to keep turning. You just don't ever want to stay lined up with Wilder.
No, don't line up with him.
Just don't stay lined up. Just as long as you keep turning, you're going to keep him off balance.
Be on the end of the
I think AJ will weather the storm on him, bro. Right at this point. I think if he catches him, right, he could clinch him and weather the storm on him. And plus, he got the referees on his side, everything on. Unless they're fighting in Vegas, it's a whole different ball game.
Boxing style. You're not going to wait till the weigh-in where you can kind of assess what Joshua's.
No, it's a different circumstance, bro. It's a different circumstance.
You don't want to see who has the better abs and things like that.
No, of course not. But you know that Triple G won that fight, right? That's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters, bro.
You just can't let that Canelo hate go, bro.
Dude, I'm serious. He won that fight, bro. I hate Canelo, but I know that he won that fight. It doesn't make a difference.
I hate Canelo, but Golovkin won that fight.
I'm serious. I'm not gonna make shit up, bro. I hate fucking Broner, but I wanted Vargas to win. But Broner won the fight.
Nah, man. It's a close fight, man. I can see either one winning. Fuck that fight.
It's a close fight. It's a close fight. I admit that shit, but I still admit that one round made a difference. He was the one who.
I don't mind talking about Canelo Golovkin, but not together anymore.
It's just the weird thing about that. My final say on that is this. Yes, I think going into the 12th, I had a tie. I think G won the fight overall, but coming out of that fight, I was more, not in awe, but more respect of what Canelo did than what G did, because I think he just got too caught into that Eastern European everything has to be right for me to throw my shit, and if he gets off a little, and he just doesn't step in the pocket. I was hoping for that, fucking Hagler Mugumbai type middledweight, just let it hang out, boys, get in the pocket, fucking last man standing wins, but it just didn't happen.
I don't mean to go on the conspiracy side, but was there any truth to Canelo having special wraps for this fight? Does anybody know anything about that?
I didn't hear nothing on those
special
lines.
Gloves.
Yeah, the thing is about that special glove is that the other side could wear the same shit if that's the case. But what I didn't like about this whole fight, when you talk about conspiracies, how Triple G walked out of the fucking locker rooms and how Canelo walked out of the locker rooms and how they fist bumped each other in the 12th round, which didn't make any sense to me at all whatsoever. It felt like the fight, even though I'm not going to say it because there's no proof behind it felt like to me it was staged. But I'm not going to say it.
You have no proof.
I have no proof behind it. It felt like it was staged. It felt like it was staged.
I'm messing with you, man.
Definitely. You know how the fight with what's his fucking name? Julio Cesar Chavez was? Julio Cesar Chavez and Canelo? That was obviously staged, right? I'm like, okay, who makes more money, Triple G or Julio Cesar Chavez? And if this guy could buy Julio Cesar Chavez, what makes you think he can't buy Triple G?
He didn't buy Chavez.
Come on. We know he bought that motherfucker. There's no way around that shit.
Don't
But the other one, the other fool, Triple G, I can't say it. I can't say anything because I have no proof. I got
Hey,
no
you know what's weird?
Sit down and eat your cereal.
Because I'll tell you what. You remember that 10th round when he threw that left and right? It followed that. I'm like, you didn't throw a punch like that entire 10 rounds or 9 rounds, and then when it got to the 10th round, you landed that left and right at a close range. I was like, how the fuck, man? Like, and that entire time you didn't land that punch, but then when you rocked them in that 10th round, and then you let go, you didn't follow it up afterwards.
All right, Bucket, so it's not funny anymore. Right?
I mean, okay, all right. I have no proof, so I can't say anything.
Maybe
I'd rather listen to the LDBC than good boxing style, I think.
Well, I'm not usually a fan of guys pumping gloves and hugging it out, while the fight's still going on. I like a little bitterness. The only time I can say I know in my past was, guys obviously know Ward Gotti. When they went into that last round, they hugged each other, and everybody clapped that one because they beat the shit out of each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but usually I don't like that. I don't even like it. I don't like it among sports players. Like in the NFL, at the end of the games, guys changing, exchanging jerseys and shit. It's like you should hate each other until the end of the season, man.
No, bro, Jim, I get that shit when it's the 12th round. It's like right before the 12th round starts and you hug each other. That's different.
Yeah, but no, I don't usually like that. I usually like guys just to hate each other until the end of the fight.
But a lot of people do that shit. But in between, like it's like the 2 minutes in, or like I don't remember, like a minute half.
Boxing style's right, because if I have a CX and I beat the shit out of him, I'm not gonna hug him after that.
I just want to say something.
Bring it on, bitch.
Bucho, I just want to say, Bucho, I just saw you before you turned up. I saw you on the video for a moment, looking like Dan Raphael stuffing your face there, man. I saw you on video just then.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, you're looking like a Dan Raphael stuffing your face.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, look at an orange, man.
Yeah, well, Dan Raphael doesn't eat oranges; they're too healthy. But
it's too healthy for him. Hey, I was gonna say,
Bucho looks like Rafael Ruelas. You guys should look it up.
Oh.
He looks like Eric Gomez, man. That's what I think he looks like.
Eric Gomez fat, man. What the fuck? Do I look fat?
No, he don't look like Eric Gomez.
Nah, he look like a
my fat.
He looks to me. I thought he looked like the guy from that movie Shooter, the FBI agent, the Spanish FBI agent.
Didn't see that one.
Oh, anyways.
What was the name of the movie?
He's not a goofy looking dude or anything, so it's not an insult.
He looks like Queen of the South. That's what he is.
For the record, mine wasn't an insult.
Hey, even Rocky touched the gloves with Ivan Drago in that 12th round. So.
Yeah, but did Rocky buy Drago or not?
Yeah, but didn't Drago say, "I'm gonna break you"?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, he did say so.
The end.
You guys are just over exaggerating this shit. I just meant like in between the rounds.
Hey, who do you have for Adonis Creed against Victor Drago?
Who?
Can we talk about Victor Ortiz's rape charges?
No, I'm talking. You guys don't watch Creed?
What did he? I never saw the newest Creed movie. I haven't seen the last extra couple.
There's a new one coming out like next month or 2 months. 2 months. So it's basically Adonis Creed, who's Apollo Creed's son. He's fighting Victor Drago, who's the son of Ivan Drago.
Oh Jesus! Okay,
I read that one.
Hey, recognize. What are you gonna say, man? I recognize saying my name.
No, I was gonna say. So have you ever known, dude, since Victor Ortiz got accused of rape?
Why? Who's who's the dude he raped? What?
No,
I got grilled on Twitter, right? Oh, absolutely grilled on Twitter early today because there's a picture of Victor Ortiz online of him doing a photo shoot holding a dog. So I got the picture of Victor Ortiz doing a photo shoot with a dog, and I put it on Twitter and I went, "Motherfuckers seriously think this guy's capable of raping a girl? Get the fuck out of here!" Because obviously there's a picture of Victor Ortiz smiling holding a dog. So I thought, "Fuck it," I put it on Twitter. And the amount of people that obviously Mexicans came back and saying, "Innocent until proven guilty." My boy wouldn't do that. I was thinking to myself, this guy, man, he's on 3 counts of rape, for fuck's sake, whatever the fuck he's on. So, come on now.
Cameron's actually not innocent. It's actually guilty until proven innocent. So
if it comes to that sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, too bad he wasn't a fucking, a judge who's never done a goddamn thing wrong his whole life and gets called a gang rapist.
Shame he couldn't show that amount of control and dominance in the actual.
He's a fucking weird cat, man. He really is, huh?
Yeah.
He's
He's
stuck in my
he's
boy.
a
He's
Do
strange
you
stuck
guys
in
think
my
human.
he
boy,
had
man.
potential? Do you think he had more potential? I mean,
No, man. No, but before he got knocked the fuck out.
Well, Cameron, I have
Yeah.
to disagree with you because if you really looked at Victor Ortiz early in his
oh,
career,
You actually
he,
sound like it, man. It's weird as fuck.
Oh my
he
God,
actually
dude, you just sounded just like
Andre
him.
Berto.
Is that
Yeah.
El Dude?
Yeah.
Get that motherfucker out of here. Get that motherfucker out of here.
Yo, listen, if El Dude's listening, that's my brother. So
I'm just saying,
he
man.
can make fun of me. Yeah, I can make fun of him. But if you really look at Victor Ortiz early in his career, he did fight top elite level fighters.
What's his top three? What's his top three wins? Andre Berto. What's the other two?
Well, I mean,
that's a
you have
draw.
to think back then. Andre Berto was undefeated, and he was the champion.
David Alexander. Oh no.
Ramon Peterson was a draw, right?
So Maidana gave him a whooping. That's what happened.
He quit.
Josecito Lopez destroyed his career, man.
Yeah, but he just whipped up that fucking Caitlin McGuire. Hot mic. No, I don't know the chick's name.
No, I'm trying to
Greg
think.
Hogan.
I mean, look, in my opinion, Victor Ortiz would rather get put inside for a rape than actually fight Brandon Rios. That's what I think. Seriously, he does not want that fight.
I wonder if he's gonna PC up if he gets thrown in a can.
What's that?
Oh, protective custody.
Oh,
I don't think he goes and judge him because if he gets that kind of charge, he doesn't. He's not that tough of a guy. He's gonna go in. If it happened in California, especially, he's not gonna be able to be a hard guy in there. The MM will get his ass, so he'll probably have to become a PC ranger.
I think it's a bit homosexual.
Custody? Was Mike Tyson in protective custody? Or
No. When he first went there, they did for 30 days, and then they did because of his celebrity. But his lawyer fought to get him out. He was in general population, really for real. But that motherfucker, who's gonna fuck with Tyson?
Yeah.
Plus, he was so popular. That's different. Victor Ortiz, in totally different situation. He's already a kind of a, not a great reputation. So no, they'd eat his ass up, literally. Somebody would target him to make a name. For real, no, they target his ass. That's what happens. You want to get, you say you just get a life bid, so you're never getting out of there.
No,
and you want to get into the fucking gang quicker. Blood in the best way, make a name.
I'm laughing because you said they'll eat his ass up, literally.
They would.
Yes.
There'd be 2 toothbrushes up on that boy.
Hey, go listen to Mike Tyson's interview with Howard Stern. He was talking about what he was doing in jail and everything. He was like, "Oh yeah, the guards would get me all the food that I wanted."
Of course,
and he was banging the psychologist.
That was 1993, though. It's totally changed. Corrections it's now. That was before. Back then, not every fucking block was under camera, and it's all electronically changed. But back in the day, you used to have to grab those big arms, like was this big arm on the wall, and you'd pull it down. It would literally unlock 40 cells. So you unlocked and locked all the cells at once, which is dangerous. You know what I mean? But now it's all electronically controlled, and everything's under camera, so you can't get away with the shit you used to do.
Yeah, I've watched these documentaries and all these new prisons in the U.S. I mean, they're high tech shit, man, and they're.
Oh yeah, they basically have it today where you like Jimmy said, you can't get away with shit.
Shirley Supermax, where I worked, was insane. It was cruel. I felt sorry for these motherfuckers. You fuck up, you did anything, you threw you right in the hole for 30 days. And I don't know if you guys have ever experienced, like go and you have when they put you in a hole. If you get a 30 day, you're in there with your underwear and a mattress and a light bulb. For 30 days, you get your food under the door or through the tray. You don't talk to nobody. So these guys literally start cutting themselves and just to get taken out, just so they can go to the nurse, just as something different. Or they flood their toilets. It's the humane system. It's they're proving it now. They're trying to roll back. Like Maine has now a new superintendent of prisons. He's not doing it anymore. It's cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah, I was watching this documentary and there was this guy. He's like. He was gonna be sent to solitary. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be fine. I think I can handle it." Then, like 2 weeks later, he's like flooding the bathroom and shit, cutting himself up, just so they can open the fucking door, man.
I saw a dude bite his pinky off at the second knuckle. Chopped his own pinky right off. Guys cut their face up. Dude, you wouldn't believe it.
I saw this kid. I wish I could describe it to you, man. I could show it to you, but this kid was like. It was weird. He was standing up. He couldn't sleep,
and he would do this shake like he's getting electrocuted, but there's nothing electrocuting him. It was the weirdest. He'll talk to you like, "Hey, what's up, Jimmy?"
Dr. Barrow
shaking. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Dr. Barrow, a guy, Dr. Barrow, took in the late '60s. It's on YouTube. Macaque monkeys and put them in cages and had them like never had any kind of contact other than a blanket. And by 6 months old, they rock. They start, dude, that was my sign. Nobody wanted to work that wing. Nobody wanted to work the hole because it was so depressing. The banging on the windows, the smells, the floodings. So it was just a shitty gig. But no, dude, they would. That would be my sign when I saw somebody sitting in the fucking bed and just rock. When they're just rocking, it's becoming insane. It's cruel, man. It really is.
In the chat, someone says, Boxing Archives and Facts says, Jimmy dreamed of San Quentin hold up.
Jimmy dreamed of San Quentin.
Yeah, I don't know why. The Shepherd of Sun says, Boxing Archives escaped from the zoo. Oh, they're fighting each other there. Okay. So anyways, yeah, what are we talking about prison? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
The topic of prison, Victor Ortiz.
Yeah, he probably will go in protective custody.
No, absolutely. Okay, well, the worst prison out in California where, you guys are in Montreal, but that's Pelican Bay. That's probably the worst prison in North America easily. That's time deprivation. They don't let you're never allowed to see guards. You don't see other prisoners. Literally your shower comes, your back of your cell opens up. So you shower in your cell, the food, you don't have a clock, no windows, and you can't speak or you get sound deprivation. So you don't have any contact, and this goes on for some people years.
Jesus.
And then you dump them on the street, and then you're surprised you rip somebody's throat out.
I think that's the difference between Canada and the U.S. In the U.S., like they put in prison to like punish you. Over here, apparently, like the concept is to rehabilitate you.
Thank you. It's exactly that. We'd have inmates, prisoner swaps, or guys coming down from Canada facing charges. And all they would do is complain all day. You don't know what it's like up in Canada. There was pool tables on every tier, I guess. Gyms. Each tier had their own gym.
Yeah, Quebec documentary I was watching on. It's like that prison there. The inmate was complaining. It's like, look at this. They treat us like animals. Look at this. And he has a menu, right? For the food, we have turkey only. We have steak. It's like a bunch of things.
Dude, it's insane. Listen, it's insane. And when I ever saw what Canadian prisons are like, man, it is night and day. They have wood shop, metal shop. It's actually, like you said, rehabilitation. United States, it's about warehousing. That's all it is. Yeah. It's a big business. You know who owns, like that little kit you get, they give you a little toothbrush and your slippers. And the guy who owns all that is Bob Barker. He owns the company that supplies all the prisons. That's where he made all his money. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But anyways, prisons, I think, in the United States, if I'm not wrong, is the 18th biggest business amongst, like, you know what I mean, after like Ford, and that's how much money is generated in prisons. So it's big business to keep them filled up.
Yeah. Can you imagine just making tons of money off of fucking slippers and like the shampoo, whatever they give you?
Exactly. Now they give you little toothbrushes. It's literally a toothbrush. It's basically like a little spork you get with the wooden thing for ice cream. It's got a little flat end for your thumb and then it's just literally, it's because people used to shop in them and wrap. What they do is they would just basically, they would save all their wraps. You get your sandwiches. It's wrapped in cellophane. So anyways, if you take cellophane, you just wrap it super tight around something and then wrap it super tight. And after like 75 sandwiches, they would sharpen it to a point, usually around a magazine, and they would make a blow dot, dude. I've seen, blow dots that would stick in a wooden wall. These guys, the motherfuckers, dude, used to blow my mind. I'd say, guys are geniuses. Why couldn't you do something like this in the street?
A lot of these people are geniuses, but they just don't use their intelligence for like the good of society or whatever. I mean, like for example, like bank robbers. Some of them are the smartest people around. I mean, they calculate when the alarms are going off and stuff. How long it takes for the cops to show up. They do all these fucking heist things, but I don't know. They don't use their intelligence for something else besides fucking crime, man.
But back in the day, too, when I was a young kid, criminals weren't looked at as bad. Like, you could be a bank robber. It was almost in a mob. It was almost kind of... Prisons were different, too. Young guys... Now it's all full of kids and gangbangers acting like knuckleheads. Back in the day, you were a convict. You were treated like, I'm a convict. You didn't call someone an inmate. That was an insult. You called them a convict. An inmate's a punk. It's weird. There's all kinds of but I wasn't a dickhead to anybody, so they would show me all their tricks, like lighting, taking a Q-tip, and they would frizz it all out, and then stick a paper or their bread tie into the light socket and spark, and that's how they'd light their cigarettes. I asked them, I'm like, how do you guys light these fucking cigarettes? And the dude's like, come here, I'll show you. I'm like, oh, that's why all the plugs have black holes around them, black marks. And the electricity would always, you'd smell electricity crackling in the air. Yeah, they had 24 hours a day to figure shit out.
Is it true that I think it's in San Quentin, whatever? Like, if you draw blood on an officer, it's a death sentence.
What's that? If you do what?
If you draw blood on an officer, it's like what's?
Well, in California, if you kill a CO, you're getting on death row. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's the only state that guarantees you. And Texas too. I'm sorry, Texas. They put you on death row if you kill a CO. If you assault the CO, like if you punch a CO in Texas, you're getting like 30 years. They've really cracked down on that. Back when I worked there, they could throw a shot at you and they would get 30 days in the hole. Nowadays, they go in front of a judge. They get a charge put on them. They get years added to their sentence now. It's just how it is. You know what I mean? Everything's changed. Prison isn't fun anymore. So.
All these documentaries. It's a good YouTube channel where it's all documentaries about prison. I was binge watching the whole thing like for hours, man.
Dude, when I first started, a sergeant used to give the inmates, the guys, they would control themselves. They used to police themselves, especially if you were lucky to have like Hell's Angels on your tier, because everybody follows their rules. And what this sergeant used to do was, if at the end of the week he had no check marks, nobody pissed him off, nobody ran their mouth, he would pass out fucking Percocets to these guys on Friday nights. Quaaludes would say, shit, you not. Or GHB, they used to pass that shit out too to the guys. Usually stuff that would help them sleep. But that was a reward. Of course, not anymore. But that's back how it used to be.
Don't they make their own alcohols as well? Like
everywhere. You can smell it. I can smell it now. I still can't get it out of my nose. It's all you got to do is you take your fruit cups. That's why they love the fruit cups when they get down on fruit cup night, because they just throw it all in a garbage bag, right? And you take about 400 packs of sugar, and then they take little pieces of bread. They take their loaf of bread and they roll it up in little balls, and they throw it in a bag. And then the yeast breaks down with the sugar and it ferments. And hooch, they call it. And it will get you drunk, but it will give you a headache like you drank mule piss. Pounding. But these guys are just doing anything. But that's a dangerous situation. Get these fucking retards all lick it up.
Damn.
But.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It doesn't take much to make hooch. Anything, any kind of fruit will ferment. It's just the sugars turn alcohol.
Yeah, prison ain't no fun.
See, I explained, it would be like you live 24 hours a day. You're under constant stress and broken apart by every now and then by sheer terror.
I didn't realize
violent.
I didn't realize boxing style was the most wanted criminal. Jesus Christ!
Hey! I'm not
sure. You're intimidating in prison with all your serial calls.
Stop telling my rep.
If I got sentenced,
guys, I have to end the show. It's been 3 hours.
Let's talk about Caleb Smith and Groves.
Oh, we missed the show, man. But I got your prediction, Boxing Style.
Go eat your cereal, man. I already spoke about that show. Go eat your cereal.
I will eat cereal afterwards.
All right. By the way, guys, tomorrow I'm planning on doing a second Renaissance show.
Oh, wow.
Yes, man.
It's back. So we'll do that.
What time?
All right, gentlemen. Hey, you all guys be safe, man. All right.
I want a question before we go. John Gonzalez, man. I've kind of not picked this up the last sort of few shows. You come on these shows, man, but you don't actually say a word. You just sit there on video.
Oh yeah, I get a word in if I can, but I usually can't.
Yeah, man. Like.
Oh, Johnny, man, what's up, kid? Just tell me to shut up, then. Yeah. Say, Jimmy, let me say no. I feel bad, man.
No, hey, I'm the youngest guy, so I'm just gonna listen.
Dude, come on.
John is taking notes. He's taking notes.
John's playing his next murder victim, female hitchhiker.
All right.
How haven't you been?
Peace, John. Peace, Cam.
I don't understand.
Peace,
what's that?
For sure. Peace for you too, bro. Peace.
All right, see ya.
Fuck you, boxing style.
Peace for everybody. Peace for the world.
Peace.
You guys.
I see you guys. See you, Jimmy.
See you later, brother.
See you later, bro.
All right, guys. Thanks for showing up in the chat. Thank you very much. And tomorrow, Second Renaissance. If you are not subscribed to the Second Renaissance channel, then go ahead and do so. I'm gonna post a link in the description, or you can
Great show,
find it.
man. Thanks for having me on. Till the next one.
Yeah, man. See you, man. All right, guys. Yeah, check out the Second Renaissance channel. It's in the description of every other video we've ever made. So see you guys. See you, Cameron, and take care, guys.
See you, bro.